107.5 FM. From the top of Wologisi to the beaches of Maryland, we cover Liberia like nobody else does. This is Spoon 107.5 FM.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, stand on with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South man. Charges on the beat. On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tll you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you and know. The children crying for starvation, just don't spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, don't spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, don't spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just don't spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, don't spoon. Yeah, don't spoon. Yeah, don't spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, don't spoon. Yeah, don't spoon. If you eat Cape Town, congratulate my brother, don't spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, don't spoon. Yeah, don't spoon. You want to get a news update, don't spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Spoon
So today is an informal holiday. It's not a holiday that was legislated or by proclamation of the president, but it's a social informal holiday. Today is the National Turn Over the Remote Day. We've had mainly or on the majority females watching this Big Brother Nigeria thing, and it took over the entire living room, the TVs in the houses, and football season has begun. So we are now asking that the remote be turned over. It has brought some disputes. I saw some people making argument. I'm not going to state where because it's a matter of privacy, but some people are making argument over the remote. But if you follow the trend as well, it has been something that happens since this Big Brother Naija thing started to go viral in Liberia, and coincidentally, it runs in as the football season begins. So we're saying, give us the remote, or better still, you go and get dual view. James, you had your DSTV subscription. I'm sure you're still keeping it active while you're away for family to watch. But this spirit, this love for it's either Big Brother Naija or football. We now reach at the crossroads that the remote must be turned over or you get dual view.
But I think, no, the thing here is the women time, I think it's in the night while we watch our games during the day.
But some games play, the Big Brother Naija is 24 hours. It's 24 hours.
Yeah.
It runs 4 hours. People can be watching, other people sleeping. That's how it is. So it's either you turn over the remote when it's time for the football games, or you get dual view. But a lot happening in the country. We'll see Mr. Dwalo in the background. We'll bring him on so that we can run through updates happening across Liberia. Mr. Dwalo, how are you, sir?
What's going on, Damo? How's everything out there in Liberia?
We pretty good. Pretty
That's
good.
that's good. Can't complain. So at least things are okay. Same thing in the country.
Yeah, but a lot happening. We'll run through some of the updates, and the folks are definitely going to call us up and tell us what's on their minds. Key amongst things happening in the country was this report that a Royal Air Maroc flight this morning crashed at the Roberts International Airport. That sent, mixed feelings across the country. People were concerned, like a whole plane crash, in Liberia and all of that. And we did our investigations. We were able to contact our sources and all of that. And it's far from a plane crash, according to what our sources told us. And the release coming from the Liberia Civil Aviation Authority, according to what we were told when we contacted our sources, was that this Royal Air Maroc flight this morning, the pilot was landing on the tarmac or the runway, and he missed the yellow line. There is a yellow line in the middle of the runway that he's supposed to gauge and then land on, and the aircraft veered off the runway into the field. For those of you who know Roberts Field, there is grass on both sides of the runway, and he veered off the runway and into the field, but safely managed to have taxied the aircraft to the sky gate where people were to disembark the flight. Amazingly, the passengers didn't know that he veered off the runway. They all disembarked, and the flight was actually about to depart the RIA. Upon routine inspection, they then saw the grass within the landing gear hub and all of those places, and within the engine area and all of that, and the plane has since been grounded. But no passenger got injured. It wasn't a crash landing. It wasn't an emergency landing. It wasn't a forced landing. We spoke to folks from the air traffic control. They said the weather was good as per their metrics. It was 6,000. I forgot the metrics that they used, but it was clear. As I received it.
Yeah, but Damon, you're right. When I first heard the story, I immediately went to Air Maroc website because I wanted to hear from Air Maroc themselves. Look, sometimes when you're driving on the road, Liberia road, they get baited, they get showed up. So sometimes when the tire move from on the road, it can ground on the side of the road. That what happens. So the tire in front, when you get on the yellow line, so you go on the side of there, the tire went off the road small, but then it came back on the turnpike again, and then it taxied. There was no injury of any kind. There was no such crash. But obviously, this is something that flying at 30,000 feet. You have to make sure it's perfect before you put it back in the air. So it's been grounded for the last 11 hours. They're trying to make sure everything is okay before it can take off.
Yeah. So what we've been told by our sources is that another Air Maroc flight is en route to Liberia to take those passengers who were to depart this morning. So they are at the Farmington Hotel, awaiting this flight. We've been told it will arrive in Liberia around 10, 11-ish, thereabout. But there was no plane crash as it was reported. Yes, the airline veered. We're calling for an investigation. The LCAA is saying they've instituted an investigation. We want to know whether or not it was a fault from the pilot. Air Maroc is saying, we want to know what caused the pilot to have veered off the runway, whether there was poor visibility or whatever it is. We need to find what caused the pilot to have veered off the runway, whether it was a fault from him or from the pilot crew, or it was poor visibility on the runway. We cannot establish what caused him to have veered off the runway. But again, we want our people to know, because news travels in such a way that it causes panic that there wasn't a crash. That's the reason we didn't get pictures from passengers and all of those things and videos, because they too didn't even know that happened, and we want a proper investigation, swift investigation done, so that whatever the issue is, we need to know, and it can be handled as well. Also in the country, let me just show one
Damo, before you go, I sent the press release from
LCA.
Yeah, you saw it?
Okay. I already uploaded it, James, prior to us coming on live. Okay. So this is the press statement, and I want to read it. I wanted to give our version from our sources first before we go to the LCAA's own version as well. So this is what the Liberia Civil Aviation Authority released, and it reads: the Liberia Airport Authority wishes to inform the public of an incident involving Royal Air Maroc flight which occurred on the early morning of Saturday, August 17, 2024 at about 05:15 hours. Taluna was 0500. The Boeing 737-800 series aircraft with flight number AT567 landed at the Roberts International Airport, taxied, and docked onto the jetway without any reported incident. However, doing routine inspection of the aircraft prior to departure, in keeping with standards and recommended practices, it was observed that the aircraft had picked up significant debris that precipitated further inspections. As a result, the airport safety compliance team inspected the runway and observed that portion of the runway pavement shoulders had been damaged with huge debris along the runway. Upon receipt of this information, the Liberia Airport Authority management immediately contacted the airline crew through the aircraft engineer about the situation and that the aircraft remained grounded until further instructions. Whilst the Liberia Civil Aviation Authority, that's the LCAA, and the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, AAIB, were contacted. Inspection teams from both LCAA and AAIB were dispatched to the airport and visited the incident scene, along with the Minister of Transport for further observations. It was observed that the aircraft had landed safely but veered off the runway, resulting to no injury to passengers, no structural damage to aircraft, and no fatality. It is important to note that passengers on board the aircraft were unaware of the incident. Departing passengers were then hosted in a nearby hotels, awaiting another Royal Air Maroc flight out of the airport scheduled to come later during the day. Meanwhile, the circumstances surrounding the incident are being investigated by the LCAA and AAIB, whilst the aircraft is being grounded until further notice. As the investigation is ongoing, further updates will be made available as new information arises. The Liberia Airport Authority remains committed to maintaining the highest safety standards of passengers and aircraft. Thanks for your patience and understanding. That's from the LAA, LCAA, AAIB, and the rest of the relevant authorities there. Yes, James, anything else you want to say before I move to the next update?
No, you know the way people can do things in Liberia when they talk about crash. I'm thinking whether they know the difference between these things. Plane crashing, a small thing. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, so it's good that the information is out there. Again, there were concerns as to why the LCAA, the LAA, that's the Liberia Airport Authority, took so much time in releasing the information. Others said it was slow, but again, this kind of information, you want to make sure that you've conducted your preliminary investigation, have preliminary findings, make sure you have a synchronized message before you can come out. But equally so, it should be timely, because if you keep a gap or a long time span in between an incident occurrence and releasing of information, you leave room for a lot of manipulation of the information and a lot of rumors that could be twatted and twisted in ways that will put you on a back foot. It's always good for sources, even if it's scanty information coming in, acknowledge an incident occurred, give a little bit of update as it goes on until you can gather enough facts, but make sure you come out and let the public know. They will believe the primary source than waiting to hear from external sources before you come out. It looks like a cover up. You know, that's the reason I referenced our sources we spoke to first before reading the press statement from the LAA and the LCA. So the next story is the scepter has been turned over. You know, we see the changing of the guard. First, it was Sanzankawa, 10 years reign as the head of the Council of Chiefs and Elders of Liberia. Zanzan was, then replaced by Chief Koa from Bong. And now it's Ambassador Juliendi. Others have said, like James and the rest have said, she's overstayed. It's been 30 years. They don't know another cultural ambassador. And there again, it's controversial, Mr. Dwalu. Timing. The timing, Yes, we've spoken to our sources again. They've said, well, there are a number of reasons that she was changed. And one of such reasons is allegedly relating to audit. We've been informed. Again, we cannot confirm whether that is the reason.
But that the woman name is in the audit 20,000.
But I'm not saying that
for peace, we have the audit report. You can talk about that. It's a fact.
I do have the audit report as well, but whether or not that was the reason communicated to her, we cannot tell. Mr. Dolly, get my drift? Is one of those reasons mentioned.
Yeah, another reason the audit report is outside there.
Yeah, my man, the audit report, the 20,000, according to our sources, she couldn't state why she was getting 20,000 and what the 20,000 was used for. Others are saying it's time to change. But the timing has been politicized. The timing has been politicized. It's like Copper Crowd 2.0. That's how I gave it to him, Mr. Twalu. So Malawala, Balawala.
Yeah.
Look,
and you had a picture from the aircraft. But let me say this very briefly to the cultural ambassador. You don't have to be formally appointed to become a cultural ambassador for your country. Every single one of us are cultural ambassadors. The reason why we push to take these positions is because we believe certain prestige comes with a position, and we got certain perks, and maybe we can live off of the position. But guys, listen, there's nothing wrong with having a rotation. Personally, I don't have an opinion as to the ambassador, cultural ambassadorship, but it's just one of those things where we just make noise about nothing. Really, I believe it's nothing. I mean, having another person take it over to become the cultural ambassador is something we celebrate. It's not something that calls for a fight.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah, just before you go, what Damo talked about, the audit report, according to the CBL compliance audit that was conducted, they said Ambassador Julie's Andy institution, Liberia Crusaders for Peace, received excess amount of a social corporate responsibility for a job that did not go through. And that amount was 20,000. Job that did not go through, and she received excess amount. Meaning she received more than what she was to receive for a job, but she did not do it. And you also talk about Judy. Let me tell you something. Almost like 60% of or 100% of the young people in Liberia, because the youth age starts from 18 to 35. 100% of the young people in Liberia grew up knowing Julie Andy as the cultural ambassador. 100% of the young people who you see who are young, I'm not talking about 40 years or above, no, but from 18 to 35, they grew up knowing Judy. I don't know, Dwalu, yeah, you grew up before Judy was there. No. I don't know about Fadiga. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome, Fadiga. What's going on up there, man?
Hello, it's a great day to be here. Look, that whole, everybody grew up. This was the older woman out there from the beginning of this thing.
No, CEO saw different cultural ambassador.
No, what?
CEO saw different cultural ambassador.
What cultural ambassador? I made myself.
Well, he ordered your accent. He saw
no, which cultural ambassador you saw? Chancellor created a position in 1994. She took over in 1995. So anybody born between that time.
There is a story that prior to her appointment as cultural ambassador, she took some fun girls to go and dance.
Yeah, no, around that time. I mean, in Liberia at that time.
That was when she was appointed again. That's unofficial account, but since that time in 1994, she said she officially took over in 1995. She was appointed in 94, but took over in 1995 officially, and has since been the cultural ambassador of Liberia.
Yeah, so that all they would know, if you were born between that time, that all you would know. The same thing with Ben Savvy. I remember the young Ben Savvy at that time. He spoke at that B. Derry Harris study, the main youth ambassador. He used to be Presky around town there. Who else again? There was another position again. I can't remember. So
have we had another youth ambassador?
I don't think we have had another one. I think we should that position should have been maintained.
But you not see the youth name, my brother, is that?
I think they have youth
I
ambassador.
know the
Youth
they
ambassador.
can't get a youth chance. But he was
I
a
think
real
we have
youth at
that
that
youth
time. I
ambassador.
listened to his speech. He did
No,
well.
he was a real youth at that time.
He was a real youth at that time.
But here's the breaking news since you talking about Ben Sembi. They just fired his brother. This government just fired his brother, Kevin Benedict Sembi. They fired him just this going week.
From where?
From Small Arms.
Yeah, that's then I mean a former
That former, yeah. But here's the thing though, and we will discuss it. I want to keep it. So it's a big thing going on over there. And Dominic and they are investigating. It's not only his name is Kevin Benedict Sembi. And this will be from your Ali Dualu. It's not only that they fire him, but after the hair comes, he was one of those that were let go. We got to reach out to CSA. But then they brought in folks to replace them. So it's kind of confusing, right? You fire that group of people or you remove them, and you brought in folks to replace them. Who are those folks? The names we are receiving and we are getting, they are folks of family members of the director, family member of the CSA boss, and and all their family member, they put them in this position that they removed Benedict Kevin from. I have the whole information, the payroll list and everything. And I was shocked, and I began to say, well, there's the government, I mean, those actually, I want to share the information with you guys. You'll take a look at it and maybe you will speak to it. But because you're talking about Benjamin Sembi, youth ambassador, knowing that his brother would chop off the list this one week, I think it's not only his brother, not only his brother, but folks are saying when Josiah Joke removed you, Duado, he will put somebody else there. When he removed Fadika, he will put somebody else there. And the need of the hair condom is kind of confusing. Are you just removing with the intent to replace them with only unity partisan? We got to be very clear on this information. And I'm looking at the previous payroll, I bought dropping in the chat room, and the current payroll, those that were removed and those that were replaced. And it just showed that something is fishy, something just doesn't seem right. I can call these names. Maybe people listening to us right now know those names. So let me call the first three names. And when I share the information, before we get into the show, then
and stand up for correction quickly. They say somebody said Benjamin Sembi was an advisor, a youth advisor.
Youth advisor, not ambassador.
Yeah,
youth advisor, correct.
Youth advisor,
yeah. But it, I don't know. It's not about the politics for now. It's about having a system. Correct. Kevin Benedict Sembi, Alvin T. Swain, Sherman Claudius Sango. These guys, they were all fired and they were replaced. Now, it's important to know why Josiah replaced them and who he replaced them by. So we will have that conversation. I will drop it in there. You can go through it, then we can discuss it. But I bet you're talking about Judy Andy, right?
Yeah, we're just jobbing around with it.
We're just talking about the trending issues before we go to the phone lines. So if you want to chime in on that before we go to the phone lines, because we probably have at least 36 minutes to.
Oh, sure. I mean, Judy Andy, I mean, she's a decent woman. All right. I like her. I really do. I think she brought special spice to the whole how you call it, the whole dancing thing when you go to the airport. I know Duadu doing feels like that, but I mean when you go to the airport, because when I went to Liberia, she and her troop, they welcome us, the entire Spoon family, when we went there, and I think that she brought different chemistry, but the last time,
Is that brought a sea girls that she brought for Chatera?
No, I'm saying she brought
younger.
I'm saying she brought Fatu, your friend Fatu from Buffalo. Don't let me go there. you close your face again. She brought Fatu. But again, I think she brought a different chemistry to that cultural ambassador thing. But don't forget now, Malawala, I think he's what, 60 something, 9, 70?
Yeah, he got to be that
around
old.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we grew up on him, you know.
Exactly. When you hear kum, 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 that Malawala right there. James, can you find some of the old video? Let's just cut it and play maybe a few seconds of it. Here's the issue. Was it time for her to leave? I believe that she overstayed. Ask yourself, is that a job that you get paid for? How much do they pay them? I don't think it's a stand-up paid job, you know. But what this woman did, she got her plus and minuses, but I think her pluses have surpassed the negative. And I want to say it like that. And I think that the decision to remove her is okay because she's been there for almost 35, 36 years. So it's fine. She can go in peace. But Sidisha on the argument said, why are you only removing her now? If you read the Joel Howard post, right? Because she attended Claudia program. And I think they are dead wrong. I think they are dead wrong. There's a good political argument to make, but I think they are dead wrong. This thing was in the making, okay? It should have happened a long time. Now, we that supported this party, Duadu Fadiga, you agree with me. I don't think the timing was right because you have given CDC a talking point. I don't think the timing was right. I think you should have let it breathe for a month or so. But to me, I would still support Judy Andy. But the decision by this government to remove her, but the decision for the government to remove her, I applaud the decision likewise. I'm kind of 50-50 on this because I like Judy Andy. I do. I really do. I like her. When you go to the airport, she bring all the cultural people, then they dance for you.
Not everybody is very before.
Hey, ba, say your own ba.
That's a question what ambassadors are paid. It's more of the connection and prestige that comes with the title.
I know, my brother.
Yeah, and again, you are funded by the government.
For peace, you know, she did more with Crusaders for Peace than with the cultural aspect of the country. If you look at it, because Crusaders for Peace, they were involved in the whole corona research, Ebola, and the rest of these things. They partner with the CDC, and they do a lot, you know. But when we look at legacy from the cultural angle, what can we look back on? Case in point, you said you enjoy the fact that she used to bring people to the airport, and she brought people to the airport to dance for you. That was the best example you could have given. But what else? To have revived our culture, to have added entertainment spice to it. I know the Golden Image Award is there and all of those things, but what else? That is the question.
And again, before you go down, all right, the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration allocated money for the headquarters of the National Cultural Heritage to that should have been built in Fennel, where they have the University of Liberia. Before reaching the University of Liberia Fennel campus, before the bridge, when you come from Monrovia way, there is an unfinished building. She started our project, the project died. And she did not explain to us where the money went. Up to now, we are still asking what happened to the banners of the cultural heritage home that should have been built right to that spot. If you go there now, you're still going to see the unfinished building when they started, and everything just stopped. Ellen provided money, and it was the same time Ellen also provided money for the Press Union of Liberia headquarters to be built on 14th Street? Yes, 14th or 11th Street. Today, that money too, we cannot get any account of it.
Well, let's go to the phone lines. Mr. Dolly, if you have a minute to say something to add to what we've said, then we can go to the phone lines.
For me, it's Liberians, we are too comfortable with somebody stay in a position more than 10 years and not showing anything for it. I don't know how we can get this comfortable. You're not entitled to a position, by the way. We need to stop this. There will never be a time for CDC to accept to fire anybody. if that person be legitimately fired. So for me, I don't dwell on that too much. Damon, let's go to the phone line. You sure won't recognize? We have you recognized our people in almost 2 days now.
We will do that. Let
Okay.
our folks tell us what's on their mind.
Hey,
Quickly.
Fatima.
Fatima, hello, how are you? Now I have to speak to you actually twice because I've been informed that you can be pay my whole 2K salary.
Y'all better not listen to Boom Breaker. How y'all doing? All the handsome guys in the house, how y'all doing? Oh, Eduardo, you see me causing trouble yesterday?
I saw you. I said again. She's not scared of nothing.
No, we got to hold them accountable. We have to.
Yeah. I didn't like breath for the woman. Ain't no kind of like breath. What do you do?
Nothing. I'm mad, eh? You do nothing. I swear, man. Can't eat almost money on green.
Money.
But I saw Julie Andy today. Let me just voice in the conversation. I saw her finally relieved. I was thinking self for her. Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye, happiness. That woman was acting like she really owned that position, like it was a destined position. Like this was a monarch. The king will never leave until the king dies. Nah, we ain't doing that in Liberia. But thank you for your service. It's time to go. And we hope that you do well wherever you are in the private sector. The cultural ambassador job belongs to Liberians. And another Liberian is serving, well deserving of it. I mean, I would have wanted my queen, Princess Fatu Gayflow, though. But anyway, the president made, look at her.
The sister who was this, you or you, Fatu?
What? That first where you going?
You know that Saturday now.
You have the station voice.
I'll text you, I'll inbox you.
Correct.
How you doing?
My folks are crossing the lines already, so I want to go to the phone lines quickly. Let Liberians tell us what's on their minds. 0777-1075, 0555-101075. 1 minute per caller, please. And the WhatsApp number is also about to be pinned on the screen. You can call and tell us what's on your mind. Let's take this person here quickly. Hello. 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 Hello.
Yeah, hello.
You live, sir. Let's hear you out, please.
Okay. I'm James Wilson from Police Academy.
Go ahead, James. 1 minute.
Yeah, let me commend the president for the appointment of a new culture ambassador. I don't know what CDC really offer. Everything regarding governance today is politics. It was the right decision taken by the president. I think they should welcome the idea and at least look up to the new ambassador to see that he can move our culture sector to another level. And so I, Minister Do and on Jackson, I think they need to really stop most of what they normally do on the street, especially for Mr. Do. Always people last. The platform is not meant for that. You need to be safer when it comes to.
Thank you. Let's take this next person. Hello.
Yeah, you boss man.
Yeah, you live. Let's hear you out, please.
Yeah, this Adam Kanen, attorney from Palaswa community. Yeah, the only thing that on my mind, and I would like for you to join me, see you on join me, the disaster management. They put Kenya, they do the checking, and they put 7 people into our need, and not even live in the community. And they get them normal so they will send money. So according on disaster management, Palaswa community, they will not send money until they can't do rechecking.
What happened in our community that led the disaster management to go there and do the taking down of names?
Balaswa.
Okay. All right.
They put they check everybody, they check all. Then allow they put 7 people into our need. Then the 150 needs are not living in the community. For God's sake, 150 needs. Even the chairman, I want the government always the chairman for the community here. 150 needs for God's sake. The poor are affected. They need not count, or those are not affected, like they want to count. And also, I don't need count. So I want that CEO call it the disaster management. They committed the Mokan to reach it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Hello, you live Spoon Talk. Let's hear you out, please.
Yeah. How you doing, man, Dama? How everything with you?
I'm good. What's on your mind?
Well, what on my mind is very serious, and I want everybody to listen and let it take it serious. Look, I'm talking about Mr. Dwalo. If you don't run for president 2029, we will not see you on Spoon TV. You don't want to help the country, but you want to sit down on Spoon TV and talk all day. That fancy and not lying. I'm saying the truth. You laughing?
So you watching your facial expression, eh?
Yeah, because it's not correct, man. Let the man run for president. Let us turn on the country here. Let us turn on the criminal that are stealing our money.
All right, sir. All right, sir. So after campaign slogan there, we tire.
That how they can put people in trouble.
I'm from village to village. I'm not joking. I'm serious. I will do it with my own money.
All right, sir. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
That how they can put people in trouble.
Let's always a Nigerian guy ambition. He can become whatever he is. He wants to be. He wants his constitutional qualified. Hello.
Hello, Dama. My name is Eric. I call from Northern UK.
Let's hear you out, sir.
Yeah. The president appointment of the new cultural ambassador is very welcome. Actually, I give somebody a chance to. He's not the only person who knows about cultural issue.
All right,
I've been there for more than 20 more years. Yeah. Y'all give somebody a chance.
All right, thank you. Any other thing?
Thank you.
No, we're good. Though. We're good.
I was talking about corruption on this platform, and it's not changing anything because really it is 13 or more persons were executed for corruption. It is targeting fear like brain people. So it's not if corruption was being eradicated for that country. That thing that happened during the 80s, it was both fear like brain people. That corruption basically was being eradicated a long time.
All right.
But since that time up to now, corruption still growing every day. So I don't understand that brain people.
All right, so thank you. Appreciate it.
Take care. Have a good show.
You too. All the way from the UK, like there.
Thank you.
In the country.
Dama, thank you very much. Yeah. What happened? You still taking calls?
No, 9 o'clock. I can ready getting Zico.
No, we're getting Zico now, man. I want to pick on somebody.
Oh, let me take 2 more. Just...
All right.
Let me take this person here.
I gotta express myself to certain individuals.
Hello.
You live?
You can't give me $100. Then you can't tell me you still.
Hello. Yeah, you live. Let's get you out.
Yeah, Damo. Good evening.
Fine night to you, sir. Let's hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, this is Paul Sandy. I'm calling from the Soul Clinic.
Okay.
The man will always be on Azedo. Hello?
You live, sir. What's on your mind?
Hello?
Okay.
If you leave from the north and you will answer, you will hear us speaking. Come on, man.
Hello.
You be on Azedo and you can pay attention to the phone, James.
Let's hear you out, please. Hello. You live. Go ahead.
Yeah. To Mr. Tutubaru and Sedon Waterford, and also, I don't forget about Acido. You see, as a Dwado and Sedon, we are begging you. We know for your speak, and we trust you and we believe in you. You continue with your good work. You continue by saying the truth. By talking about Liberia, and not about individual satisfaction. If you have to do on the show, for your age, not to prevail government that is in the wrongdoing. Go and tell you to teach the whole people the right thing that to get to another level.
All right,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you. All right, so that does it for the phone-in segment at this moment. Boomberger and the rest of the panelists is over to you guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Dama. Yes, sir. So, guys, can you help me with this? Whether we can play this human trafficking announcement without getting in trouble, Dama and Nelson. Can you check it out? It's very scary. I think we should speak to it. I just sent it to you, Dama. From what's the place name? Oman, right?
Oman.
Oman.
Yeah.
Oman. Yeah, yeah. Listen, folks. Let's try to do something a little bit different today. I really want us to. It's concerning, seriously. James, what's your name again? Good day or James? Which one you got? I want us to play this video. Good day.
That's Stanton, but I don't think.
I'm a quarter other name for you.
What you say, Dualu?
No, that's a what you say?
No, I'm a coaches other name for you.
Oh no, don't call it other name like that zoning. No, but at the same time, we are looking at the same terms and not the root cause of what's happening with the issue of Oman. Oman will continue to happen. It doesn't matter what we do on the network. The reason why I continue to push that if we don't create jobs in our country, look, Stanton, if I were in Liberia, I will be trying to walk through Mali and Burkina Faso and Libya to cross into Europe. I'm dead serious. You got to understand the desperation of our people. And if we don't change that desperation, I still don't understand how our people can take this. I don't understand it. It's desperate. It's desperate, Stanton. And the girls will continue to go.
Yeah, but so let's understand something though. I really want us to play the video. I want something to go into the minds of the people. What do you think? Can we upload it? You're working on it. Thank you. They beat on them. They hurt them. They raped them. They sexually abused them. Why are they there though? That's what Richardson. Why are they there? I mean, what can the government do? Government to government. Because sometimes those people got strict rules, that you cannot come in our country illegally and stay.
Yeah, not there illegally.
Some of them are. What can the Foreign Service do? Who are intervening? Who's speaking? This is just not this government now. Understand, it happened all through the 6 years of George Weah, the 12 years of Madam Salif. So forget about which government. But if the video is ready, can we play it? Then we'll hear from everybody. But it hit me today when I watched that video, man. It's online. We got to speak. We got to take the time to really call for more awareness on this. Is it ready or not yet?
See, as we're working on the video, I just want to tell you a personal experience I had this morning, and just to speak to the desperation for which Mr. Dwalu talked about. So I was home, and then a neighbor of mine brought a young man. He had $600 in his pocket, USD. And he was going to pay that money to somebody he's not seen, he doesn't know, because they told him there is a scholarship opportunity in Nigeria. Not even Europe, Nigeria. And I said, let me see the person you've been interacting with. He said, oh, one of my friends who grew up together, like account. And then I said, do you know people can hack people's account and use it to solicit funds from people? Let me see this form that's pushing you to go and pay the money. You know what other form? Application form. That all. No logo, no nothing, no institution whatsoever. They just say application form, scholarship, destination, Africa, Europe, telephone number, name. That's all. And he was going to pay that $600. Even we at the Spoon Network, our one of our correspondents, I'm not going to mention the county or before somebody zeroes in on who it was, faced similar situation. That person was taken from here to the same Oman, and the government had to intervene, to bring them back. As you said, CEO, it's been happening. People come here, they recruit, they promise of better living, better salaries, and all of these things. And when you go, they take all your travel documents, and most of the time, people are maltreated. They don't even have a means of coming back. Brain drain and this desperation is what's leading people to go. They hear the stories. They heard about smart AI, but people will still invest because another person will come with the promise of doubling their money. That's just the desperation and the need for income that we face within this country. So I just wanted to bring that experience that I had this morning.
Yeah, that's the first thing. I don't know.
CEO, don't play the video. If you play the video, stop to 2 minutes 30 seconds because you have a blood and
But I got it. Just call what you want us to play. Yeah, call
You know,
exactly what you want us to play, please.
so abuse doesn't just come in the form of physical abuse. A lot of people are being abused by the government itself, and that's what they're used to. They're not used to being empowered. They're not used to having a voice. They're not used to participating in the government. So if you come from a setting where perhaps you have parental abuse you're experiencing parental abuse, and emotionally calling somebody you dumb, you stupid, you're not amount to nothing. Those are all emotional abuse, coupled with the fact that somebody, hitting on you, coupled with the fact that somebody say, I'm keeping speech from you today, even keeping speech from somebody for a prolonged period of time. They all consider to be some type of abuse. And then financial abuse. The financial abuse is these people are not making any kind of money. The money they're getting, somebody's trying to take it away from them, or somebody's, conniving and doing all these crazy things to take their money away from them, or using them for money. Okay? So these women, they are being abused, and somebody come to them and talk to them and say, okay, I have this opportunity, not knowing what the opportunity is. They're just going there thinking that they're going to greener pasture. When they get there now, they're already ripe for another type of abuse. Okay, their mindset is, I will accept this abuse no matter what, and that's how it just continues. It's a circle. It just continues. And these, in the United States, it takes about 7 times before a woman leaves her abusive husband. Okay, about 7 times. So it's not just isolated to our women. It's happening all around the world that women are being abused, but specifically to our young women, because it's almost in multiple categories. So I'm not surprised. I have not seen a video to tell you the truth, but I'm not surprised that they are being in Omar and just been stuck in this condition and feeling.
I'm sorry, Dr. Richardson. I think you got something playing from your
Sorry.
car.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, thank you. I'm so sorry. I didn't even realize that this was on. Yeah. So they're in the Middle East somewhere, thinking that this is life. Maybe it's a little bit elevated from what they're used to, and so they are just accepting this. And they have to be empowered. And there has to be a program. There has to be. You're right. Maybe government to government intervention. But I bet you some of those girls will say no. They don't want to come home because that's the mindset they're used to.
Correct.
All right, Fatima.
I agree with almost everything that Dr. Richardson said. And also that, when an abuser takes someone, they try to change your mindset to thinking that they're the only one who is good for you. And so it becomes a revolving door where you don't even want to leave. Like she said, they might not want to leave. I mean, abuse in all forms, telling people you are stupid, you're not able to amount to nothing, making you to feel belittled, making you to feel like you're less than. That's what the perpetrators are doing to our people. And if we were only going to create, avenues for young girls, do things for them to be able to do for themselves, little jobs, little vacation jobs here and there, when they're going to school, to have something to say, mama ain't able to buy something for me, but I'm able to work and earn a living, get my little 150 a month to buy my, young girls like to look fancy, they like to look cute, buy my little lip gloss, buy my little things. That will empower them. But because they felt helpless in their own country, they've run to other people. Now they are being abused mentally, they are being abused physically, emotionally, and sexually. And it's something that I think all our government should look into it deeply. The foreign service people should start looking into it and try to get these girls help. And I'm telling you, sometimes if they even go for them, as Dr. Richardson said, they would not want to go back, because what are they going back home to? When you now that they're even earning, the girls that are earning like $200 a month, start earning that kind of money, and they go back to their home and they know they never earned it. They had to, of course, do the same thing, sleep with older men to get money in Liberia. Some of them might want to stay. So we need, the best thing for us to do in our country is to create, these jobs for our people. Make them to feel a person who cannot provide for him or herself feels worthless, and for a human being to feel less than, especially in your own country. It's not a good thing. So I'm encouraging our foreign service people to jump on this, intervene, help those girls, make them to come back to Liberia, and let's open, places for them to be able to work, earn a living, go to school, and be the best version of themselves.
Thank you very much. And I'll just play a little bit. I know somebody. Thank you for dropping this thing in my inbox, and we're gonna play a little bit of it. I want you to see the video, and then we'll get to the rest of our story. Um, I think they should call the government attention, guys. I really do. Guda, you want to play? All right. So Guda want us to wait for Diga. I think you are.
Oh,
going
go ahead, buddy.
Well, every time these kind of story come out, I tend to get in trouble with my view on this kind of thing. People are different. Some people get a high from taking risks. I told myself I would never take that kind of risk. Some people believe that they have to take extreme risks, even left in death situation. If they die trying, that's the way to success. I still believe it is dumb. My little brother told me a couple of years ago he wanted to go to something. I said, you even get repeats. You even do nothing for you been honor your mom, something you think it's just fun. You won't go cross in this place, that place. I thought he was dumb. And I almost slapped me in the ear at that time. But some people believe that they have to take the risk. I would tell you this. It's not worth it. And I've seen people succeed in it. There are other people, there are some success story, but you might not be that one person. Look, Stanton, in this information age, where you can simply Google information and get things about things, people refuse to know. I know it because I've counseled a lot of people. I've talked to people about this situation. People will deliberately not listen to you. People will deliberately put themselves in that situation because we know the situation back home is crazy. We know it's hard. But the $200, $300, $400 that you would take to go on that adventure, you can probably put it in a business back home and try to transform your life. I know, yeah, but it's not worth it. For people, don't matter what you tell them, for them, they will tell you, oh, you want to my success, you did that. A lot of stories will talk to people. Even people that come to the States that believe that everything will be rosy on that side. You tell them that it's not as rosy as it is. They don't want to listen to you. So let's talk about this other adventure that they go into Oman and something. But I've seen people where you will see that, like Dan was saying, and I know people that I've talked to in that situation, and they will tell you, say, no, I'd rather try. And there are other people that this thing happened to, they will never mention it because they don't want people to laugh at it and think that it was stupid. And then there are the other group that will see it over. It's not
Okay.
You know, it's a personal choice. Even though the problem back home is dire and the situation back home, more people make this personal decision. The only thing we can do is educate our people about the danger of it. Even if we do, some people will still take the risk and tell them that it's not worth putting yourself in harm's way. Your situation can be bad back home, but as long as there is life, there is hope. Just keep persevering, keep doing the right thing, and finding other people. For the risky me going in shape, doing this unorthodox thing, it worked for some people. It doesn't work.
Thank you. Darby wanted to add on something.
Yeah, just 10 seconds. Look, Fatima says something, and I want us to visit this very carefully. What are they coming back home to? Our brothers and sisters just came from Ghana. We know what the refugees are going through in the country. Look, every time we come here, they can say, oh, Dwadu won't cry. My people, I really believe this. If I were in Liberia, maybe I'm a wheelbarrow boy. Maybe I'm an opossum trap setter. I really believe this to my core. And if we don't change a way to create jobs for the men and women in our country, this country could possibly implode. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. There are thousands of ways to create jobs in the country. We've got to put these men to work so the family can stay together. The women are going away. The Eastern Bloc, Eastern Europe and the Southeast Asia, all over. These are desperate locations. But how you will convince the people when Fatima said, what did they come home to? It's a desperate situation, Stanton.
Yeah, the video is running.
Yeah, let's play the video. Let's play the video, James.
My name is Antoinette Fale from Africa, to be precise, Liberia. We all are gathered here. We are all African from Liberia. We were sent here by some unknown guys who call themselves agency. They lied to us that we're going to come here to go to school and work and be on our own. But we never knew that It was all about this human trafficking issue they poured into it. Now they convinced us we came here, we arrived to the airport. The first thing they took our passports from us. They took our passports from us. They told us that agents that would come to pick us at the airport, which of course all was lies. Only those who were supposed to work for in their houses were those group that came for us to the airport and they took us to our various destination. It almost like you kidnap people, you put them in car, you carry them, dropping them. Almost like a ritual, you drive John to her position, you drive Peter to her position. He was looking there. When we arrived at the capital city, some people went 6-hour drive away from the capital city. Some people go to the bush. They carry some people to the villages. For me, I was far all the way to Jala, Bena, Bali, there where I was. All the way in the desert. They started treating us when we got there. The first thing, after the first born in there, someone always started getting 80 real in their money, which is 200 per month. When I asked why you're giving me 80 real, which is 200 in US, why? Because the person that sent me told me that I was going to be making more than that. I will be making 800 or $1,000 US. You say your agent lied to you. The person lied to you. We supposed to give you 200 and we pay money. We pay 2,500, which is every one of us. Some people say that the boss say they pay 4,000. They buy us. They pay money. So before they gave our document, it will be 2 years. Just imagine. I taking care of 6 living rooms, 6 bathrooms, the kitchen part. I'm not even talking about it. And all these things are living. I can clean it every morning, day and night. I will even sleep to a good air. We don't even eat on time. We start work 4 o'clock in the morning. Some people 3 o'clock. Before we go to bed, 12 in the night, 1 in the night. The situation is too complicated for us right now, and we don't even know how to handle it. Some of us said they even attempt raping or they rape some of our friends. Beat on some of our friends, break their hand, break their finger, injecting and they can even receive. Some of our friends are swelling up. Some of our friends don't even know their location.
Yeah, so I had to stop it there because
Yeah, thank you. It's good that you stop it because of the graphic presentation of the rest of the video. This is concerning, folks. These things that we come on the show every day to talk about. Let's talk a little more on this. The government, how involved is the government, the foreign service, this government now, because it is Jose Yema Barca responsibility right now. Who are those in Liberia recruiting those folks, saying we'll give you $2,000? Come on, we would take you. I mean, can somebody explain this story? Because I have not, Dr. Richardson, Fatima, and Diamond, what you guys know? Who going in the countries promising these things, telling people will pay your transportation, you will go and you will work, you will make $1,000 a day or a month, and you will have a good sleeping place, good food. And after 6 months, you can go back to Liberia. After 1 year, imagine you'll get $12,000 with you if you go back to Liberia because everything is paid for. You will just make free money. Man, is the government cracking down on them?
Those girls were deceived. I don't think it's about a matter of them taking risk. It's the matter of them. Sorry, guys. It's a matter of education. It's a matter of desperateness. It's a matter of being abused, of not having the right condition in your own home, okay, where you will feel loved and accepted and empowered. So they lied to them. Whoever said that they took the money and said, "Oh, listen, when you get there, you'll be making $800 a month." But that person took at least most of the money, $2,500 or whatever, and plus more for each girl. And what it tells me is that those girls didn't even know what they were getting into. From what I'm listening to, definitely they didn't know. There's a huge part of our culture, our population. When I say we are illiterate people, which means that we cannot read and write, we cannot understand Dharma, just testify to a story. We don't look beyond what we see. But again, if you come from a war situation, I know many people say, oh, the war was 30 years ago, but what happened those 30 years? Were we ever rehabilitated? So many of us are now in survival mode until we get empowered, until we actually sit down and have these deep down therapeutic conversations about where you are in a country, who you are, your own identity. What are you contributing? What do people call you? How do you feel? Those kind of conversations which nobody cares to have. So we'll be stuck in this abusive situation. When you saw people die in front of you, or you were told stories that your grandfather died or somebody else died, all you want to do is survive. You're in survival mode. You just want to live. You just want to make money. You just want to be like the next person that you see on the movie to have a better life. You want to escape what you are experiencing so far. And that is exactly what happened to these girls, that they are being abused in another person's country. It's not a matter of risk. It's a matter of not being able to understand, think critically, read and write, or education. It's a matter of
Thank you.
abuse and trauma. It's a matter of our government not empowering them. And that
Thank you.
person who took them there should be arrested.
Go ahead, Guadu.
Stanton, let me tell my people something. The primary duty of government, number one, nothing more important than this for the government, is to protect the citizens of the country. In every respect, that's your primary duty. It's not security, it's not first, it's the protection of the Liberian citizen. And I want you to understand how the Arabs think about us in the entire region. First of all, they look at us as non-human to begin with, less than a human being. And then you come to that location. Look, what we see in the video pales in comparison to what is actually being done to these women. Since it's been happening under the previous administration, some efforts were made. I'm going to give a big kudos to President Weah on this issue to kind of curb this. Before that, but we still have agents in our community taking Liberian citizens. Look, this has to mean something. Liberian citizens. It is not an individual, it's an extension of yourself. Because if they can do it with Fatima with total impunity, I can guarantee you they will do it with Walu. Until we buggle and say, listen, this cannot happen. We have these people in the community, they are coming. There's not been a massive education that I've seen from the government center to say over the last 6 years before, say, listen, in the communities, you cannot go to this location. But how can we tell them this if there's nothing happening in Buchanan? There's nothing in Robertsport. What am I going to say to them? This is where the question lies. Solutions. Not talking.
Yeah, but now, what can the government do now?
Well, they have to find a way. They better get a strategy to see how to get the girls back home. The Omanis or whatever they call them, they probably have an embassy in Liberia, or they have a consulate or some contact. You can go to them, and the government has to put some money together and say, listen, if the girl owed 2,000, come to a negotiation and get these girls back to Liberia. And say, listen, you cannot go back over there. We have to.
You said I want to hold you on this a little bit. You said President Weah, the former president, tried. Can you explain?
Yeah, look, remember about 3 or 4 years ago when this incident happened, President Weah sent a delegation to Omar, and the girls that they could contact, and some of these girls came back to Liberia. There was an effort made by the government to discourage this. So, but when that happened, there was no publication that I heard about. But I know President Weah sent a delegation to the Middle East or to Oman to try and get some of these girls back. But I think they should have gone beyond that. Yes, to get this girl back, is to formulate some form of strategy to discourage these girls from going to Oman. And part of that strategy is to ground these girls in Liberia to do some kind of upward mobility of some sort. Economic upward mobility. That's what I'm talking about. But we can tell them to come home. Coming home to what? If Fatima said, what are they coming home to? Now the problem there, Cinco.
All right, so let me go to Fatima real quick. Sorry that Rachel said. Fatima, you want to go ahead real quick?
Yeah, as Dualu said, and I'm emphasizing, we have to create an atmosphere where these women, they are young women, feel safe to come back to. I think someone is unmuted, but they need to feel safe to be there. And if they're coming back to Liberia, what are they coming to? I mean, they're exposed now. They know about, they've been gaining a little bit of money here and then. Although they're suffering, some of them will actually want to stay
Well,
because
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Fatima. Should we present to them something that they should be returning home to?
yes, actually,
Looking at the condition, can we
yes.
just bring them
No,
home?
you can't just bring people like that. Some of them will go back. When those same gentlemen come and
Oh,
tell them, some of
but
them,
listen, we are talking about the urgency of now, knowing our country condition. Should we present anything prior to relocating them? We are talking about their lives, though. Can they
yeah,
just leave?
CEO, you remember the refugees were just dumped from Ghana? They came on this very show and they were talking about the conditions that they were in. We brought the Bond County, one of the representatives, on this very show, and he was talking about what they were trying to do to uplift those people. Some of them were on the show talking about how they are being treated right now, how they came back to nothing in Liberia. What they don't, some of them were talking about being giving $5 a day for food or whatever, and some of them were saying they didn't even have it. So we need to change the mindset of those girls, telling them that there is hope. Things will be better in Liberia. And not only telling them, but proving it. And how can we do that? People need to be innovative. They need to create jobs for the young people. Like Dualu said, if a man is coming home every day to his wife and feels worthless because his papa is not bringing candy no more for the children, what are we telling the family? The nucleus family is going to be divided. Mama will run away to somebody else who will provide for her, and then the family will be broken down. We need to create jobs for our people. We need to ensure that people are uplifted. And these girls, we need to change the mindset of the girls. I mean, as a social worker, even in these United States, girls that are traumatized, that are in danger, we call them girls that are at risk youth, not even from drugs or alcohol, but just from personal, things that they've experienced, like family sexual
Thank you.
abuse by other people in the household. Those are the things they do to try to make them feel that they are not worthless by making
Thank you.
sure that they have something to do. So I
Thank
think
you.
we should do that.
Yeah, Fatima, the condition is it's so bad. Can we negotiate and just relocate them? But we should be able to. My thing is, I promise them something that's the only way they will be able to leave. I'm kind of confused, Wadu. I mean, if the condition is so terrible, why can the government just say, hey, listen, we have negotiated on the higher level. We want you guys to leave, get ready, and leave? Why should the government say we will find a place? I mean, they're from somewhere now. These people not. They can go back home. They can go back to the family. They can go back home. Fatiga, I mean, what say you? If it is bad, let it just go home, right?
Stanton, government doesn't confer happiness on every citizen. It doesn't happen in the US. It has never happened anywhere in the world. The situation in Liberia is dire. The government needs to create that environment for jobs and things and so many other things that have not happened. I'm hearing some sound. That has not happened, and we can continue to fight for it. What we need in this situation, the most government can do at this point is to use the diplomatic channel to get those children back home. Do they want to come back home? The reason why stories like this, when they come out, in as much as it is sentimental, lives are being ruined, people are being abused, but there is usually more to these stories that we barely get to see. Who did it, how they got there. Sometimes they will tell the full story, sometimes they don't tell the full story. So it's a very complicated discussion to have. Most time we only get it based on the sentimental part, and if you are not as sentimental enough, then you probably heartless. But there are usually more to this story. Look, Dwadu mentioned the people in Ghana. I don't think life was better than the people in Ghana than it is back home. I don't think they were living any better than what it would be back home. Uh, Specifically to these girls, I still can understand. I can understand why people want to put themselves in harm's way. But no matter how we talk, we just need more public awareness. We need to say something because until that cannot come, there will always be hard time in Liberia in some ways. There will always be something. We still got a lot of problems dealing with. How do we prevent people from thinking that there is greener pastures out there if they risk their life in something? This is where we need education, we need awareness. That's the most we can do for our people at this time. Besides the job and other things, those are other things that we're dealing with. But we need to continue to educate our people. We need to continue to get back in the community, warn parents. Look, people that get involved in this thing, the first thing here is parents become very hush-hush about it. Oh, my child going on this thing. Look, in this internet, in this age, people have to be very mindful. Whenever things that they copy, you saw the young man that went to Damo, that person would have been scared. There was a girl that told her that let me just close on the story. There was a girl, she works at La Lagoon. Some guy called her from the internet and told her, say, they were mean, they had my profile, everything, and they said they wanted her to sell 1,500. I was coming in Liberia. I was already there, I was stranded somewhere, and they just needed 1,000 when I come. For this girl, she thought she had found a boyfriend, and she and this person have been going back and forth. And she was very, something there, this internet relationship. And it was not me. People do that. There are a lot of things going on. Be mindful whenever you're in this situation, share the information, talk to people, verify, investigate, verify. That's the only way we can save our people from getting involved in anything. But when they stop it, some people will still take the risk because they get the high from it. They enjoy taking risks. But I would say it's not worth it. I will start it now. It's not worth it. Even though some people have gotten by, but it's not worth the risks. As long as there is life, there is hope. Keep persevering. There are people that got successful in the 60s, 70s, 80s.
Thank you. Thank you. You're right, Eduardo, but the personal story, I don't know who that individual was. So let me get back to what we're talking about. Let's be serious because the girl was expecting you. As a though, let me, okay, thank God he left. Yeah. He left. Let me give you guys a chance. Diamond and Good Day. Good Day, I sent you some information. Can you reach out, check your phone? Diamond, what's your closing on this, Diamond? Because you've been engaged in this kind of story.
Yeah, see you. The panelists have said it all, and I will just add a bit to this. People just don't wake up and leave and go to Oman, Kuwait, Dubai, and the rest of the places. It's an entire syndicate. They have Liberian recruiters. You listen to the ladies who said the people said they paid for them. Similarly, as Liberians are leaving the country to other countries, being paid for, bought in modern day slavery, it will interest you to know that there are slave workers here in Liberia as well. If you speak to most of these guys at the various stores and these things, you just have a chat with them. Many of them are even paid for to their families. And they are brought here. They will say, okay, we'll give your family 1 year of what you earn, and they bring you here and you work. So there needs to be awareness, education. There should be serious publicity. I was trying to travel out of the country with my son, and I know what I face at the airport. If you see somebody is traveling to Oman, Kuwait, and all of these things, question them. That's the responsibility of the TIP, the trafficking in persons people at the airport. Question them. What are you going to? Are you going to school and XYZ? If the story doesn't add up, or you see a group of young girls are about to leave in a cluster, my dear, it is your responsibility to stop the trafficking right there and then. But we're doing far more than that. So they target these people. The recruitment is not something that will post on Facebook and all these things. They come into your inboxes. A friend will tell a friend and all of these things, and that's how they do it. They're not the ones paying for the trip, though. The recruiters will pay for the trip because they've made 30,000, 20,000, 10,000 on you, and you go there. So we need that awareness. We need it, whether in form of cartoon, whether in form of radio jingle, whether in going to the communities and all these things. But the primary thing is those girls you saw in the video, they've been rescued by some agency. That's why they're in that group.
We got some names, and I asked that Good to reach out to those folks and photos. Let Good take care of that. Then we will get back.
Yeah,
Asido, are you with us?
I'm waiting to get a response.
Yeah. Asido, are you with us on this?
Yeah, sure. Hi to everyone. It's always good to be back on the show. Well, this is a troubling issue. I know you guys talking about the situation from Omar Hakim. It's been a couple of years now since this has been around. Um, when it comes to the part of the government, in my mind, the first act of the government should be rescuing their people, their citizens, no matter where, in and out of country. I know in time past, I'm not with the immigration, so I wouldn't be very into what had happened, what has been done before. But I know one thing for a fact: the Liberian government then had asked the Oman government not to grant any more visas to Liberian citizens, and some other actions were taken. If I'm not mistaken, Stanton, I thought you were involved in something that brought some people back from there. If I'm very right, sometime in 2022, if I'm, you were involved in an act that actually brought some people back from Oman as well. But the situation has always not been favoring. Diamond said it right. Usually, you don't see advertisement places. Is one friend tells another, somebody contacts someone, and then they get together and manage to leave. And usually, people will present to them this scenario, kind of a picture that when you come, you will be making this money. You hear that, I'm in my country, I wouldn't be making this money for the next 10 years, and someone telling me they will be paying me that in one weekend. You will have this thing, even some of your friends, sometimes they even bring pictures of other people that usually will not be real, just to convince someone. And they usually go into this communities that you will find out that are not too worth it, probably from the slum community, to get people off. But again, our government will have to open a very big eye on these young ladies. I watched the video and it was it was crazy. I mean, I felt so very bad. You hear them crying and saying all kinds of things. The other lady was showing her finger up, and it's just crazy. I would just hope with the government seeing this, they can either follow up the processes that started or start something new, just to ensure we can get this under control. But it is troubling.
Yeah, I'll say you're absolutely right on
Yeah.
this. Uday, you got a point?
Yeah, I have a point. This is not just about Oman. I have encountered several Liberians back home. For an example, I want to ask those of you who are in the United States, is it possible to stay in America? That is for me to stay in Liberia and get a resident card in America?
No.
It's not possible, right? There are students in Liberia. I know about two persons who reached out to me who got duped. They ate about $10,000 from them because of Polish resident card. These things happen. Like they will reach out to you and tell you we're able to do this for you, and they will bring all of the documents that are you will see it to be real, but they are not real. They will bring them to you, and they tell you we have processed everything. And I'm sorry, the Christian community will get problem with this. Like we are investigating some issues. Some of these people are recruited by churches, church leaders. Some of them are recruited by church leaders. We are investigating some right now. Like what the former advisor to the president was involved into to recruit people to Australia or wherever. And at the end of the day, it did not work out. He ate he ate their money. So what needs to happen is for the source of this information, the person who gave this information to the CEO, send the girls are already speaking, let them be able to name the agency or the agent that recruited them, and then the government will have a means to get this agent.
It's convoluted. You're not going to know who.
No, as long as they are speaking now, I saw when they talk about agent, I saw them displaying picture. That is, I'm just concluding that or assuming that those are the people who recruited them, because in the video, if you watch it, when they talk about an agent, they will flash a picture. So we should be able to talk to them to name these people who recruited them from Liberia, but basically they don't really go through RRA. That's how they do it. They will take you from Liberia to Cote d'Ivoire. Sometimes you travel by land to Sierra Leone, Cote d'Ivoire, or Guinea, and then you pick up from there. They don't carry them sometimes directly from Liberia to Oman. They travel to Nigeria and other countries and then pick them up to go. It is a system. It is an organized system that they establish. So they do it in a way that you cannot even get a trace of the people going. So I think we need to first establish those recruiters in Liberia. If we can lay hands on them, government will be able to, if there are laws to prosecute them, to start the prosecution with them, and that will lead us to get in contact with their hosts in Oman and other parts of the world.
So I think I send you those information if you can get in contact with them. I don't want us to share those photos yet.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Spoon Talk. I'm having some quick internet issue between two different internet lines. So let me get off and set myself right, and then we'll continue the show.
Yeah, we'll continue the show. I want to say this. My brother Fadiga said something, and I want to disabuse our minds from that. And Fadiga said, poverty will always be in Liberia. There will always be hardship in Liberia. I know we tell ourselves this, and to some degree, on the surface, when you look at it, you think it's entirely true. Now, I want to quantify poverty the way you think. In America, there is poverty. But a poor person in America has an air conditioning, they have a vehicle, they eat 3 times a day, they live in an apartment, they have electrification, they have quality standard of living. It may not be Bill Gates standard, but it's a decent standard. In 1966, there was a poor country in Africa, in the southern part of Africa called Botswana. The entire country are no more than 100 people that graduated high school. That's less people than Tobin High put out every year. In the span of 50 years, Botswanans don't go to anybody's embassy. They have a quality standard of living that is comparable to Brazil and Turkey today. The country is clean, it's of decent quality. Yes, poverty is in Botswana, but decent people, they're not going to anybody's house because everybody had a quality place. In fact, everybody's giving the land. The point I'm trying to make it, we're not a big country. We're approximately less than 6 million people of a country that has trillions, I don't say billion, trillions of dollars in resources. Why are we poor? Because we neglected the basic things of equality in our country. Look, government job is not place for a man to get rich. I want to say this. The measures that have gotten us to this point must be counter with equal or greater force in order to balance Liberia. Leadership is not coming to pacify anybody. It is to move the needle with the vigor of the Constitution without hesitation or any compromise or any kind. Because if we don't do this, we are not going to be able to protect Liberian citizens in a large quantity. It can't be about one person. It cannot be, or else we will not develop. 15 to 20 years, we built institutions, this country become a middle-income country. I have no doubt. The numbers are clear. The economic numbers are out there. They are clear, they are verifiable, they are doable, they've been done repeatedly. We just have to replicate it. Dr. Francine.
Yeah, I was going to add, there is an international law that says human trafficking is illegal, okay? So it requires our government to be in contact with the government of Omar and make it very explicit that our girls were taken to their country under fraud, under deception, under lies. And so we don't have to make any kind of negotiation with them. And then we have to offer those girls whether they want to or not, because it's part of the government's responsibility when your citizen is in danger to support them and then offer them to come home. And when they come home, obviously there should be a procedure of some type of rehabilitation, serious rehabilitation that should occur. Next, the people who are taking those girls to the Middle East, they're in our country. They're nowhere. They're there. They should be liable because they are breaking the law. They are fraudulently and sometimes under coerce, forcing these girls to go for monetary purposes, to go to the Middle East for monetary purposes. Okay? And if you arrest them and you hold them liable, that will contribute to deterring other people from using girls in this human trafficking trade. This is a whole trade. The next thing is then we start an awareness campaign. This is a scam. There's several scams in Liberia. We need to be aware of it. It has to be in jingles. It has to be on billboards. It has to be talked about like the way we're talking about it on the various radio stations, because this is a serious, serious matter. Okay, those girls are damaged for life. Now, the question about why a man would want to human traffic girls, how do we think about women in our country? How are we devaluing women in our country? Why I see no man in that whole human trafficking thing? Why I see no man?
Men in the video, but his watch the video, you're gonna
How
see.
many what's
Not in the
okay, that's
quantity, yes.
thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
The percentage of men to women. Okay?
More women more.
All
Fatima.
right. Okay. So
Hello.
Yep.
Well, Dr. Francine, thanks for what you've said. But I think for us to be able to really tackle and handle this problem, we have to actually tackle the underlying problem, which is poverty. Like Dwalu said, and I was sitting here thinking, I mean, Auntie and MC Carol made that song, Anga CEO for nothing, because what he said that really made me to think hard is we are a country with trillions in dollars of resources. Why are we this poor? Why, our girls are graduating, don't have anything to do. Our young men are graduating and don't have anything to do. We need to tackle the issue of poverty. That's the first thing we need to do, because to coerce a whole human being and take them out of their country, out of their environment, out of the, from away from the way Liberia, our families, we are so attached, take them away from their family and take them elsewhere. Do you know what that does? The fact that the girl is even willing to listen is because she is desperate. Poverty breeds desperation. Let's cut this cycle. Let's cut this whole cycle of poverty when we have trillions of dollars in resources, natural resources. If we were so poor, what are the Indians, the Chinese, and all those people doing in our country? Why can't this liberalization project and process go into play where we know how to mine our own black sand?
Thank you.
Why can't we be able to mine our own gold, our diamond, our resources, take it out of our country, better our country up? Why can't we have a Rwanda approach? Why can't we have individuals just sitting there at different agencies, just mining on a computer, mining to bring resources to the country? Why can't we do that? Why are we just sitting there letting poverty go, for our people to be poor, desperate, can't afford? There's a lady I always watch, them. She lives in this little zing ground, and this guy and this woman always take food to her, and I watch it all the time. Why do our people have to live less than? It's time that I'm so happy the president is coming. He's going to be here because that's when I really sit to talk heart to heart with him. And I'm going to really tell him. We can't. And he said this to me the last time when he was here in Atlanta. He said, Fatu, why are we this poor when we are this rich?
Yeah.
Because our resources are being mismanaged by our own people who got other people from other countries there, mining and digging our gold, our diamond, taking our resources. And then guess what? Giving our people just less than 1% and they're happy. And taking everything away, chicken change. Why our Liberian people, our young women, the future leaders of this country suffer? I'm not saying that we can eradicate poverty, but we can minimize it to an extent where our people live comfortable in their own country. So let's just put our head, our mindset together, work to uplift this country. These girls need to be part of the Liberian process because they are the future leaders and they can come home to something. Thank you.
Tadiga, I do my better.
The problem here is I don't know why I've come to this realization that government upon government don't solve problems, especially in Liberia. Either because of the politicization of government, that they politicize everything, whether the acquisition of jobs, putting people in places is usually political more than professional, or people just look the other way. But I've seen a lot of mismatch in government. I've seen a lot of different things that we can solve problems. This is one place that the CDC, I don't know whether they knew what they were doing, but there is one place that I can give former President Weah credit. They started something, but then the system that they thought they were creating became corrupt, and I think it affected them. This salary redistribution scheme to give everybody small money here, and we're putting people here and there. In a much that there was a better way to do it, in a sense, they had everybody having small money in their pocket. But what happened with that process was the people in charge of it, in my opinion, given what I've seen on the ground, I think they abuse it. They use it to enrich themselves. So what they intended to do end up backfiring on them. But we have 5.5 million people in this country. Half of those people are foreigners. So the actual Liberians in this country will probably put us around 3.5, probably close to 3.54 million, give and take. If we put in a proper program, we can actually get a lot of our people working. There are a lot of things that we can do to get people working. I've identified several ministries. You don't got to put it in the ministry, but different state-run projects, whether it's summer project, whether it's road, even carrying an ambition project, whether it's something, things that can put people money. But the endless bureaucracy, the endless different things, and when the money comes, it just go. People play with money in this country are able to say, well, monopoly money. Back to these girls. Look, we can educate our people all the time. We can do everything we want. But I keep wondering, how are these children getting out of Liberia? Two ways. If they go through the airport, there are regulations at even American airports. If you travel with a kid, the people at the airport are extra vigilant. They look at mismatch, they look at certain situation. But in Liberia, somebody will call and they you trying to pull. People think, even if for their own good, I know people that will fight tooth and nail so that that person get out. Some of these people sneak out, go to second or third party country just so they can put themselves in a situation. Will it ever stop? We can minimize it, but some people will still be victimized from this situation. The best we can do is what we are doing here, educating our people. But how do you stop people? Because half of this thing, even though people coerce them, this is a trade that people go at their own volition. Nobody forced people to go there. People coerce them, people lie to them, and then they go there out of desperation. How can you prevent it? Educate people that I mean, you can't call me on my they're talking about things. People,
you have 2 minutes finished, but when
you even start talking 2 minutes, you get answer the 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, I said, do I know it? Let me finish.
I'm trying to set my internet.
Yeah, but let me say this.
You know how he sound? He sound like Josh Lobo. They connect. Whenever they're speaking, they say, let me say this. Once they say, let me say this, they start a whole new paragraph. They will finish that and say, let me say this again.
Another thing too, we only think that women are only the victim. Look, I remember back in the days, so a couple of years ago in Libya, men have been victimized on anything too. There are men too that have been victims. In fact, the statistic probably even more than women, because mostly men take these kind of risks. But people will always take risks. Education, getting to the community so that they don't keep these things as secret until at the end of the day, we can minimize it. But this story, I mean, it's a very difficult thing. It's a very difficult and sensitive thing that sometimes when you get in, people don't want to hear. People want to hear what they want to hear. But poverty is in this country. We can minimize poverty, but people will still look. Prior to the war, Liberian didn't travel. Liberia was one of the least traveled places. Liberia never left this country. You notice it was during the war, people started traveling. And if this happening now, there should be a reason. The only way to curtail is to educate our people, tell them the danger.
You're right, but we have to go, and I hope we have shown some awareness to this story. We have to go to other important story of the day. Again, folks, we want to say thanks to every one of you. We will play these videos when we receive them, but let's talk about what you guys brush off. Isido, Fatima, and Brother Fatika, and Duadu. What took place this morning at the Rabat International Airport? Let's just go a little bit deeper. James, I'm sending you these different clips. Please, can you upload them? I want to say that you read this first statement. You saw this on social media. What's your take? We're going to start with you. What's your take? What do you think? Some people say hard landing. Some people say plane crash. It's not a plane crash, Joe. Near crash, and the runway failure, no light. Let me hear you guys. Let me show the picture. You are muted, Dwalu. I'm going to show this for the sake of those that have not. This is the end result of what took place. This is the end result of what took place. As you can see, that's the plane, that's the tire. There you have it. Just understand, looking at this kind of picture, what say you?
Yes, Stanton, that's a almost non-issue. In fact, when I first heard it, I saw this stuff on Facebook. I went directly to Air Maroc website because I wanted to see exactly what was going on. It's almost nothing that happened. The pilot was landing the plane. Morura rode in, so now the edges are not quite well, and the tire ended up catching the edge, and the tire briefly went over the edge of the runway, and then it pulled back onto the runway. Even the people in the plane did not even notice what happened. They didn't even know that this happened. So this is not a big issue. I think social media trying to expand this is almost entirely nothing. In fact, Air Maroc themselves say it's nothing. In fact, the plane was about to take off again, and then they realized there was grass on the plane, and it went from there. So it's absolutely nothing. I don't think it's something that should be spoken about. It has nothing to do with management of any kind. It's something that just happened. We can speak to maybe they should widen the airport, widen the runway, if that's the case they want to make, but it's really nothing, really, Stanton.
So I want to put you on the record. Okay? Because I don't want you to come and say, oh, still you're lying. You got to get 2 more inches on your body to get taller than me. No.
I'm not talking about high back. I'm talking about metaphor.
No. I want you to repeat what you just said, and I'll go grab you somewhere.
Yeah.
Can you see what you just said again?
The runway, listen, the plane was landing on a perfect condition. This was not in the nighttime. It has nothing to do with light.
Stop eating on the show.
I'm not eating though. I'm not eating.
You're rocking your jaw about it. Listen, I said there was no lighting issue. There was no poor weather issue. There was no control center issue. Go to Air Maroc website. They themselves broke it down for you. The plane was landing. The edge of one of the tires went off the runway very briefly, and they came back on the runway, and the plane landed just fine. The people on the plane did not even notice what was going on. Everybody descended the plane in good condition, and then the plane was about to take off again, go back, I believe, to a Casablanca, and they realized what is happening, and then they realized what.
Let me hold you there. Yeah. Let me hold you there. And ladies and gentlemen, watch. Listen again. There's a reason why I asked Eduardo to repeat himself.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? The plane going to take off tire looking like this?
That was the intention.
You want to say nothing happened? It was just nothing? Eduardo, this tire couldn't have gone in to set right. It was going to be a disastrous situation once that plane.
Yeah, but saying like what I said, when they realized the grass was on the thing, they decided to ground the plane and bring in another plane to take the people. Air Maroc themselves say it was not that serious until they saw.
What do you expect Air Maroc to say? They must put insurance. They will put insurance something on themselves. But again, okay, thank you very much. This will get serious. I'm about to play some of the video. Wow, master spinners. Fatima, what say you?
I follow suit with my brother.
You must follow suit.
It is no. The plane, maybe we need, people making sure that it's rainy season, the grass grow 2 inches every day when it rains because it's drinking enough fluid. So, of course, the grass was taller. The tires got off the runway into the grass. and took a lot of grass with it. Nothing serious happened. Like Dualu said, as soon as I saw it on Facebook, I went straight to Royal Air Maroc website to make sure, because there were people talking about, oh, Boakai's country, there's this and this happening to the airport. Oh, vla. I mean, in fact, let me just say something. It's not even Boakai country. What? This is our country. Why you always wishing like rubber? Eh? Nothing happened. Nothing was done. They took that grass from the tire, put it on it. That's why, like you said, that's why the people went and manually took the grass from the tire to ensure that the tire folded right in when the plane took flight. And that was what was done. Nothing serious happened. Nobody got hurt. Nobody on the flight even knew it. Nobody knew it until people started putting spin to it and trying to make it a political statement. We'll be loud now. Mama.
Okay.
My name is
James, do you have the video, James? James Good, can you please upload the video? Or Dama, can you guys upload the video? Let me hear you, Fadika, saying Jesus loved the little children. Or you think what comes to Sunday school? Which one? I say, which one?
What I noticed, there has been a proliferation of bad fake news on social media in the last couple of days. It seems to be getting serious every day. And I think this is a clever attempt by some folks within the opposition. I don't want to just say, we know who they are. They're trying to spin this thing. But notwithstanding, this shouldn't happen. I don't think we should give any excuse that grass growing on, clean tire, all those things should not be happening in Nigeria. It should not be happening. It's a very serious thing. I think a couple of years ago, a Guinean died at that airport. Several other planes, Delta had to leave because of similar security situation and then runway situation. Look, we can fix it. These are things within our control that we can fix. The airport authority, the aviation authority, whoever responsible for that need to get to the bottom of this and fix it. Royal Air Maroc is the only airline that has stuck by us. It provides cheap air flight to Liberia, even though people complain about the beggar situation. But it's our only friend. No other responsible, and then the other one from Belgium, SM Brussels, I think. Those are the only people that still venturing into our airspace. Those are the only international flights. Air France came, they couldn't make it, they left. Delta. Imagine if those airlines, we had 4 or 5 of the world top major airline coming to Liberia, what it would do for air travel to Liberia. Air France made it easy. Come here, go to Sierra Leone, pass to Guinea, then go back up. That's how it used to be. Then Paris, then connect. We lost that. So we need to be very mindful, even though we're thankful that nothing happened. No, it was not major as people are making it, putting pictures all around. Look, people need to stop spreading fake news. I'm glad that the Liberia Airport, is that LAA, Liberia Civil Aviation Authority, they put out a press statement.
It's just LCAA.
Yeah, Liberia Civil Aviation Authority. They put out a press statement. They need to go beyond, get ahead of the story. I haven't seen any major newspaper publishing it yet, but they need to get ahead of the story because people are trying to exploit this situation, and we do not want it. I mean, we do not want it.
So we got to Fadiga, thank you.
It should not happen. It should have never happened.
Dualu says nothing. Fatima said I small baby grass because the rain.
Anything with airline is a serious thing. There's no small
so let's bring it acid. Let's bring it acid though.
There's no small mistake.
So, do we really take politics over our country? Do we really take politics over the lives of our brothers, our sisters? Did we really hear Liberians say that nothing is a small thing? The plane is right now grounded at the airport. The small thing could not make the plane to go back. Are we really hateful towards our country because of politics? Think about it. How many planes land over there every year? The only time nothing happened are now. Oh, the plane tire just slide off the road and just come back. They were going and they saw the grass. How can people be so wicked towards their own country simply because of politics? Can someone imagine being in that plane? Let us stop sugarcoating this. Again, what we say will always come to be true.
Are you accusing us of being wicked on the show?
No, not you people. I'm just saying whoever said
yeah, so that control what we say now.
Whoever saying it, whatever, whoever the person, they get their own conscience. Listen, let's make it simple. Miscommunication did that. Miscommunication between the tower and the palace. Let's stop this hypocrisy. Oh, the plane was coming. So Royal Air Maroc been coming to Liberia for years, over years. For somehow the pilot today, he just didn't know the airport no more and he tire just slapped. Man, what is that? What is that?
Okay. All right, thank you, man. Thank you. No, sometimes I try to, say this to everyone on the show. It was a problem. It was an emergency. I'm waiting for James to put a video up whenever he's ready. It was an emergency. To brush it off and say nothing happened, man, I feel sorry for Dualo and his sister Fatima. I agree with Fadiga. These people have to speak, and they have to speak. They got to be instantaneous. They got to come ahead of the social media propagandas and speak, and tell the people exactly what is happening. You send a vague press release. One person said the plane left, the other person said the plane is grounded. But one thing we can say tonight, thank God, everybody survived. Thank God, there was no problem, no casualty, nothing. Whether it's the old pilot or the new pilot, I don't know the pilot that brought the people in, but there was a problem with the plane. And seeing that plane looking like that, I would say to every one of you, it's a good thing that the plane was grounded because you cannot allow that plane. Duadu said we should have allowed the plane to pick up. And the plane was going to fly. And the tire be hanging outside. Then the plane will be doing
Start lying back. I know what's
that. Lying back. But actually repeat yourself back. You did 3 times.
No,
there will be no way. But these things happen.
Yeah, I think.
It's not the Liberian government fault. It's not the LCAA. It's not those at the Rabat International Airport fault. Opposition can play their own talking point. That's fine. These things happen here in America. You remember just 2 weeks ago in Brazil, you guys followed the news on CNN? The plane just flew out of the sky, 62 people died. If nobody know what happened, they checked the black bags gave it, they gave me yet nothing better. You remember what just happened in May? The plane landed off in the grass, right to the tennis court. This thing happened. Not because of Liberia, Air Maroc, El Brazil, El Atlanta, whatever plane it is. These things happen. They are man-made. We have mechanical and human errors. But we pray that there should be no serious casualties. And what we saw today, we are happy that the government is ahead, the government is working, the government is intervening, the government is speaking, and every preventive measure was taken for a better tomorrow and a better system. I heard some people say, oh, the plane was dark. No, the plane wasn't dark. When it happened under George Biden, we are doing the election season. They had to turn the plane around. George Biden, we are himself in that plane. He was scared. He said, I'm not going to say go. The plane turned around so many times and it went back to Ghana.
Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone, thank you. They went back to Sierra Leone. And he told the people, former president said, I don't want to stay in Sierra Leone. I want to go back to Ghana because I get something there. And we were on the show here saying it. You know who you are in Ghana at the time. I don't know whether he still got the president. That's my man. I can talk it. So I said, those shouldn't pretend that we come on the show and make politics out of everything. That's an issue. But do not put politics in everything. And that's my point.
I can hit Dwaruha or hit Fatima. Or, listen, the plane had an issue. So here's the point, and I'll rest on this. So now sedition print that Air Maroc shouldn't carry in the country now. Kenya Airways shouldn't carry in the country now. Then everybody remains stranded there and say, oh, that Joseph Yuma Baga, the puppet that start all the plane. I woke up 3 something this morning. I said, don't call me, texting me. My man, the plane crashed. The plane crashed. Here a friend kept Hassan. They put another person on the call. The plane crashed. Fatiga, I call you. I was confused. What plane crashed?
I didn't even know. He said that when you called me, I didn't even know it by that time.
I'm serious. Can we just be truthful to the Liberian people? You run and you call me. I really don't go to bed because of so many phone calls. So between 12:1 and 3:4, I'm in my Zoom sleeping. I don't know why I left my phone volume off. They been calling me, telling me, say plane crash. There was no plane crash. These guys don't need to stop. Pray for the goodness of the country. Even if you're opposition, you yourself will benefit. You think if they shut down the airport, you think that only Unity Party people will suffer? But Dwadu, that only Unity Party people will suffer?
But I say, the
Asset don't just left the country. The other guy said running away from justice. I mean, the only person that would be happy if the airport shut down would be Samuel Twe. You will get a reason of excuse why he can come back.
Was it boss for you?
Stand on.
Yeah.
Oh, you finish on your Umba. You finish on your Umba.
No, I wanted to ask you.
But you finish on your Umba.
No, I won't ask you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm not laughing. You guys can laugh about
No, I'm not saying you're laughing. I mean, I will laugh because I'm full of joy. I'm not full of hate. I'm full of joy, so I can laugh.
So, during President Weah's tenure, when the plane turned around, it was a bad thing. It was leadership issue. It was incompetence.
Yes.
Because it does not
happen. Man asking me, man asking you. Man, who you asking? Who you asking?
I'm asking you, Stanton.
Okay.
During that time, it was leadership. It was incompetence. It was irrational. It was not rational. It was everything. Because no plane has ever turned around from any other country on earth. But today, during bracket time, plane can doing it all around the globe. During Georgia time, no plane ever turned around nowhere. But today, plane now can just everywhere there is excuse for something, right? Standard? No,
so you asked me, right?
No, yeah, go ahead and talk.
So can I answer peacefully now? All right, this is what I'll say. It happened into George Weah's 5th year has been president. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Understand, at the time, the CDC government lied to the Liberian people, if you follow, that they put 50 million into the airport for electricity, the tower that control the plane to come in. They lied and said they rebuilt it. They lied and said the whole airport had electricity. We were at the airport. Damo, but you were there, Damo. You guys couldn't even go in and they were stopping you guys. We told President Weah. Remember, can you wait, Naba? Can you wait?
You're saying things that are in part of the question. Can you answer the question?
But you asking me, oh.
Well, you're not answering now. I want you to
okay, what was your question? What was your question?
Okay. Let me simplify it for you.
I'm not on your side tonight. What was your question?
No problem. Listen, yes. George Weah lied that they put 50 billion in the airport. No other airport get 50 billion.
I said the government lied. I said George Weah lied. Now you say George Weah lied.
The government lied. Yeah, the government lied. After they finished putting 50 billion in the airport, no airport on earth have gotten 50 billion is before. My question to you is, at that time, it was because of leadership issue.
Yes.
It was because of rational comprehension, not rational. It was for everything that time. Yeah. Because it had not happened in any country on earth.
Why sedition love to repeat themselves, mommy?
Today, the plane tire just go small, it come out. Only because it can happen in every country. So it is.
Still, let me answer the question.
I beg you, you take a piece of it. Let me finish the guy.
You got this, Joe. We have to in your head, so you will not help yourself.
So let me finish.
Yeah.
So this is what I want to say to you. When this issue happened, a good government addressed it immediately and it put out a statement. Your government didn't. They accused Spoon Network of lying when we said that the president plane had a U-turn and went back to Sierra Leone. Your government, your information minister at the time, Ledger Wilburn, said that was a lie. Samuel Toy said it was a lie. Nothing happened with the plane. At the airport, I don't know what Diamond going. At the airport, you understand that the issue remained when Joey arrived at the airport. Zoka Wilson was at the airport. He said the place was totally dark. And everybody was carrying cell phone light in their hands. I want to say to you, Isaac, it happened then, it's happening now. But you know why? Your people was never ever fair in addressing the issue, and we had to bring them to book. What happened? These are human errors, mechanical errors. These things can be addressed, and it can be addressed accordingly. I will blame no government. This government did nothing wrong. The government is not the owner of Air Maroc, not the government part of flying Air Maroc. Okay? What the pilot did was wrong. Put it on Air Maroc. But you cannot put it on the government. So, Minister Doe, 5-1 tonight, brother. You will not survive it. I think your government was in error, and I think now your propaganda is not working.
So 5-1.
Mommy, let's bring you on the show.
So you should give me more time because it's
we're not here for you. We're not here for you, man. But Mommy, let's welcome you back.
Let me say this. Let me say the standard number one. Nobody from CDC told you that was not you. I challenge you to bring any evidence of that.
Okay.
Number two, it was United Party that invested 50 million in the airport. Stanton, that is the reality. You can play your politics. Let me say this. My brother, like I said for you.
About airport.
No, let me.
That's why I always say on the show, you are not informed.
You people
will not give to you when I said this.
Allow me my 1 minute, say my own information.
No, we gotta bring it back.
Then you allow. I got one more thing to end.
The issue is that you are not informed. They are not giving you information. I said,
I got one more information.
I will come back to you, Minister Doe. You wasn't focused when we're doing this politics at the time because you were there doing saving beach and water with people who money you were eating. You wasn't focused at the time because you were still getting the money for the trough for SKD. You wasn't focused at the time because the people car they gave you, you still had it in the garage. I said, don't let me serious, my brother. I want you to attack me if I'm lying. But Zoga Wilson was at the airport.
Yeah.
You have men and women using the phone lights to direct the plane. Be serious. The people call from the airport.
But that's not a phone too.
They put 50 million. They ate it. Joe, we put a money. We have my girl on the show saying we will put money. What they stop the bar, man? Man, you remind me that thing that can control the air system.
What, the air control system?
The air control system.
Yeah.
That was the thing that messed up. My girl and Samuel came on Spoon Talk. We're gonna put 25 million in the budget, but guess what happened? That 25 million went in the budget, it came out, and there was no air control system. You're gonna let us to go back? I said, though you wasn't active at the time. You wasn't. Come on, man, let's talk, man. But we got plenty to talk about. We got limited time.
Give me 1 second. I come in.
Mama, don't give the man nothing, man.
No, I get it, man. 1 minute.
Right. So, Stanton, you can talk all your little sweet talk. Fine. We come back to what really matters. That thing you talking, I know it matters. So let's move on. Listen, Stanton, this is the correct information. The airport authority did not release any statement until after too many social media posts that were even denied. And Stanton, Waterspoon woke me up today to tell me about the issue.
I didn't wake you up. We can show the message.
Let me end.
No.
Let me end now.
No, don't do that.
I told you I'm not sure.
I can tell you who all were on the call. If you want us to do it, let's do it now.
After you
you back here again?
After you woke me up, I said, no, I'm not sure of that, but let me make contact. I started calling to Liberia.
But man,
I call you back. I said, oh, Stanton, it's true. But I just spoke with someone from LCAA. They said, no, it's not true. But let me see again if I can get someone from the airport itself. That was how now
Can you go into our chat room and let's see who put the thing in our chat room? It was Acido.
Correct.
Who started speaking about it? It was Acido.
Correct.
So move from here. Mommy, let's talk, man. You want to do propaganda? You don't know how to do it, my brothers. Chill.
So again, you don't want me to end because, of course, you know.
They said the radio off, yeah, guys.
Yeah, they're changing the generator.
I will take screenshot and send it in. Status, send it to me, and
let me say something.
So
let me say something. The Liberia, the
I want to mess with you. I will call all your lawmakers that are on that phone call today when they call me. And you know where you want to go? Watch. Go ahead, mommy.
I get evidence my phone.
Let's correct something here for Stanton. The information that the LCAA, Liberia Airport Authority or LAA, denied was there was no plane crash. The information that people were circulating was there was plane crash. So what the people deny was, what they clarify was, said there is no plane crash. And it has been established that there was no plane crash. So that put that in context. The second thing I said and other people trying to do is they're not distinguishing between failure of the management at the airport versus a flight coming to the airport and having issues. No air flight will experience arrival or departure issue and had it. They will never, because they are under international regulation. They will report it. It can cause them to lose their license across the world. That is why when they identify a specific country to be having problem with their airport, they will announce it and announce their departure and announce specific reason why they will depart. And until those things are addressed, they will not come back. When those things are addressed, before they will come back. So when your country has issue at the airport, that because of lack of leadership and management they're not addressing, it is different from the airport is managed well, but an aircraft is learning and has its own issue. So let's go back to WIA administration, which is not a comparison.
But my the aircraft never had issue. It was the aircraft.
I come in.
All right, we just wanted to correct that. The aircraft.
Okay, I come in.
Okay, thank you.
LAA posted as their statement, what Dwalu read as Air Maroc statement was that they landed safely. They never had issues. There were no lighting issues. I've not read any of their statement. There were no lighting issues.
They have issues, mama. Learning issues.
I come in. There was no learning issues. There were no lighting issues. There were no navigation issues. Unlike the past, some people that I just sent to you. So we can distinguish between management having problem versus an aircraft coming into a country with all problem but leaving it. I give you 1 minute. I give you 1 minute of my time. Please give me chance. Let's distinguish it. Because Brussels, Air Maroc, and other people were leaving Liberia because there were management issues, and they announced it. They announced it to the world that there are management issues. Safety concern at Rabat International Airport.
June 2022.
Correct. The initial decision to suspend flight was due to concern over condition and operability. I mean, whether they were not operating, and operability of airfield equipment. Malfunctioning and damaged airfield navigation equipment resulted in the airport being sanctioned by RCAO and given a 3-month notice period to make repair. The damaged infrastructure mainly related to navigation equipment, including malfunctional localizer.
Navigation equipment, you're right.
Take it down, Stanton. Those were the reasons that Air Maroc, Brussels, and other people left. These are management issues. These were issues the administration failed to address. And these aircraft here, they were leaving until these things can be addressed. Have you listened to any aircraft saying today that they are leaving because of management issues?
No.
Have you listened to Air Maroc saying they will not come back to Liberia because navigation have problem? Any aircraft that experience navigation problem in a specific country will announce it. The CDC will announce it for them. The asset door will announce it for them. The reason why they will announce it is because they are under international regulation. And if they don't do it, and anything happen, they will be liable. Their license could be revoked across the world. So what happened at the airport, as far as we have seen both from Air Maroc and the government, it is not a management issue at the airport. It is not a governance issue at the airport. This as a result of the flight itself having its own issue and leaving small miles outside of the trackway. In the past, you had navigation issues. You did not address it. They gave you time to do it. You did not do it. The flight said, we're leaving until you can do it. Have you listened to any flight saying such a thing since Joseph Boakai took over? So why you want to compare two different things?
So I would say this because it's important for us to do. We got to move on. The whole flight thing here, we know that it was mechanical fault. They fixed it. Nothing serious happened. I will advise my CDC brothers and sisters, find a good point to make. Talk about the policy issue. Talk about the issue that Fadiga will raise and you hold him with our evidence. Talk about the issue that when you come on the show, people can listen to you and believe you. Don't come talk Tabata on the show and waste our time. The people precious time of buying the data is important. Your 6 years is over. Talk about the issues. You pray for people to die to the airport? Oh, I see. You're praying for a plane to crash at an airport. But you know what? God forbid when that happens, and hope it shouldn't happen. There will be hundreds of Liberians in that plane. And those hundreds of Liberians will be one of your brother or sister or your next door neighbor. Don't pray for it because of politics. Thank God nothing worse happened today. And we move. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me play the video. We'll give you hot dog every day on the show as you do till you ready to get your facts straight. Let me play the video right there. They took them, they deeply in the folks. Why do you want to say something I see you're meeting yourself?
No, not much. Like I said, it's not a what happened. Look, every time something happened to a plane, I don't care how minor it is, that plane will get grounded until it's recommissioned back into service. This is routine. We are not suggesting that what happened is not something to talk about, but the gravity to which people posted on social media, that's not what it was. That's not what it was. And the image that presents, and Mama said this right. Look, you can't contrast what happened, something that's absolutely out of the control of the operation of the airport, to an individual or bird going into an engine or something out of totally other nature. Okay, so let's make that distinction. Yes, the plane went up the wrong way, very briefly. Air Maroc already said what they've said. Like I said, I got my information from the source directly. It's not trying to make this stuff less than what it is. That's not my intention. My intention is just to say exactly what Air Maroc did say and what the Liberian Airport Authority posted as well. That's where my information came from. Stanton.
So, Stanton.
I beg you, sir. Let me make the announcement before I forget. There's a church 10 church anniversary coming up. I have to do this break very quick because this pastor is a nice pastor out there. Christ of the Rich Ministry International. They're having the 10th church anniversary revival, August 15th through the 16th. A pass, cook out the 17th today, celebration service, the 18th tomorrow. Guest preacher will be Pastor Charles Cole. Okay, Dr. Bishop Town will be hosting. Reverend and Mother Summon would be there. We want to say, please, if you know exactly what we're talking about, we'll bring you more information before the show ends. But I have to show this again, a big program happening at this church, and they are inviting everyone. This is in Iowa. Thank you very much. Let me go ahead now. You were saying something real quick. We got to move on, Brother Ado.
Yeah, sure. I know we always like grab and stuff. I posted something in the chat though. Can you help me to post it on? I just want to have 30 seconds about that. I know
So
you're
to
not.
tell you the truth, I'm not trying to start.
Yeah. You
I think
see,
it's frozen.
even the internet knows what he will always do to me. He will not want to post on things that comes from me, but he will keep putting all the long videos around. So let me just say here.
You always sharing fake news.
He's facing.
I mean, what town?
One of Nigeria's biggest newspapers, Front Page Africa, is reporting currently right now in real time. And I will read it. It says Liberia significant damage to Rabat International Airport runway lights as Air Maroc flight near misses runway. Some people, we can come here and bring this Jigba 2000 wherever politics. It will not help our country. We all have consistently said, for the interest of our country, let's speak truth to power. My man, what kind of an intelligent person who come on here and say a pilot that, when I was just reading on the pilot, he has more than 1,000 of flights hours to his credit.
I mean, that still cannot make you accident.
Same pilot coming to Liberia. And for
nobody is
some reason, because everything is in place, we'll just miss the wrong way from no. Listen,
thank you, my brother.
The little man.
I mean, you feeling, in fact, you truly into my own time.
This is what you guys do. But here's the thing.
No, but you can't take all the time. You've been speaking. I've not spoken yet.
How?
You sit on
the airport, incompetence that made. This is the government.
Who controlling the show? The guys.
As a tool,
I just
gotta get you 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Just finish up, sir.
I said did not read our story.
No, you read it. Listen. Who they leave it?
No, he read it.
You have to read a story. I said you need to stop this. It's terrible. You did not read a story that Front Page Africa wrote. Hey, Azzy, it's bad.
So can I continue now?
No, you have to read the story. What is there in the story?
Who they wait? Let me finish in 10 seconds. I said go ahead, my brother. I said go ahead. Let you win.
You know, this is we gotta be, mature here and try to give people.
Let me take a screenshot and post the story.
Good day. Yeah. You are a Unity Party journalist.
He already muted. I said get to your point.
Allow me to go ahead. So listen, at the bottom line, no matter how you want to spin whatever, my point here is something actually led to what happened. Something actually led to what
one led to that. One led to that.
Thank you.
No.
One led to that.
Communication between the tower and the pilot was one of those things. The issue of lightning. I'm not saying the lightning is from today or yesterday, but contributed towards it. And some other factors maybe could be rain.
How can lightning be the problem when the thing happened ever said during the day?
Do you know?
Don't do that. Yeah, I said you finish. Come
on. Don't let him finish because after you are going to make sense here, the thing talking, I said they're off.
Yeah. When Royal Air Maroc can come.
Yeah, I said, can you just finish? Let keep
no. These are the kind of guys who don't know nothing. When they can come? I mean, can you wait now? When they can come?
I said, are you done? Thank you so much.
When the incident happened.
I said, no, thank you so much, sir.
This is the thing you got. Look at it. No, James, put your own there. Put it there.
No, but I said now, you can't. You can't just wait. I can't wait. I said,
put it there.
I already have a means to mute you, my man. What you doing now is not okay.
Put the reading.
You already done. The other man that your time finished, I said,
go ahead.
I understand.
Give people chance. Yeah. You guys are two things.
I say, my man, come on, like respect the decorum now, my man. Let move on. The
thing here is you can post spin on anything, but you cannot just manufacture or lies. Everybody read every newspaper, even Air Maroc. Nobody said anything about air traffic control or any other thing. You just jump on, you just invent your own story.
That's why sometimes I wonder
Let it
about
go.
you.
Let it go. I say, let the man finish.
No,
You
like,
cannot just come here and invent your story.
The people said
You have
investigation.
a bad relationship with the truth.
But I said, let Fatiga finish. You can respond.
I say you been talking, you went too
let
long.
Fatiga
Everybody
finish,
give
then
you, mama
respond.
give you 1 hour. Everybody give you time. You stick it to anything with sis. This is terrible, Isaac. There are reputable people that listen to this show. And they'll
Fatiga,
see
you want me to put the people up?
James.
Don't even put it up, James. The thing is clear. Isaac cannot manufacture. The whole thing here is an attempt to blame this government and politicize this thing. That's what happened. And you know, as God will have it, it was nothing serious that happened. But for me, as an avid traveler, when it comes to plane, there's nothing. I don't think anything small when it comes to near miss, close miss. When it comes to plane, you just need that one small mistake for them for that plane to go off. We just glad and grateful that nothing serious happened. But you cannot blame, go blaming air traffic to exacerbate the situation and make it look like something that it isn't. Air Maroc have made a statement. Everybody else, the Liberal Civil Aviation Authority, have made a statement. Then what make your statement different from everything else that we all know? This is not it is uncalled for. I will say this: this shouldn't happen. Whenever this thing happened, there will be an investigation. They will find out how they could have prevented it. There was no run. Yes, runway lighting was hit, so it may have been the error from the pilot. Pilot do make mistakes because for delay and according to the Prophet Africa, they hit several pole. But it didn't mean that it was because of poor lighting or anything.
No, but Fadiga, who do you need to put that story up?
Let him put it up. No, I want you to put it up because let him put it up. Because I mean, I see you getting bad on.
So let's do this. Fatiga, let's do this. Hold on 1 minute. I say hold on 1 minute. Fatiga, let's do this.
Yeah, put it up.
I know, Fatiga, I beg you. We really gotta go to the other stories that we have. But I said though, it's 6:17, my time. Your time will be 5:17. We'll give you 2 minutes to finish up on this story because we got to move on. Then everybody will have 30 seconds to reply to you. I know you will speak. I beg you. Okay. Everybody will have the 1 minute, but you asked it though. We're giving you 2 minutes. Right now it's 6:18 right now. So you go ahead.
Go ahead.
So we shouldn't interrupt him. Go ahead, Asido.
2 minutes for me. Fadiga, you talk this confident thing with nonsense. Like nobody understands what you talk. You just talk pile of rubbish here. You keep thinking you're talking something. But listen, let's go back in hands. Like I said again. Plane didn't just come with no issue and just develop issue at landing. Something happened then. Someone was saying when it happened some years back, they reported, you only report things you know. You don't report what you don't know. That's why when all of the crashes on Earth, the people didn't know that there would have been a crash because of XYZ. They then go ahead to investigate after to determine what happened. Did you expect Air Maroc to report what they didn't know? No, right? Nobody reports on what is not established or what they don't know. The plane came, it encountered issue, investigations are ongoing, and the investigation will come and prove us right. But when you come and say, yes, it's a bad thing though, but nothing happened, then what happened? The fact that you don't even know what time Air Maroc comes. You don't even know. You say in a day. It only shows that you are lost from the entire discussion. You only have to say something because, the issue of job and thing is still around. But without that, I'm certain you will say things differently. Royal Air Maroc does not come in a day. I'm not sure if you know the timing of it. And when it came early this morning in the night, LCAA did not put out any statement until there were too many posts on Facebook about it. People even denied it. The first newspaper that I saw it from was the Investigator newspaper. Later, Front Page Africa, Liberian Daily Observer, all carried it. Later on now, we saw some kind of a covering face press conference from LCAA, blaming what indeed didn't happen. But the reality first, preliminarily that we know, miscommunication, because somebody was painting a building and taking picture where they should have provided oversight, they didn't. Yes, it is okay for you to spin all around because you get UP government, you want job, fine. But the people know something did happen today that led to a near disaster, another disaster that our country will have faced. And you say there was nothing wrong with the lighting system there? Recently, there was another lighting failure when I spoke about it on the show. You saw UP unhinged guys all yelling around this place. But then it was established later that indeed light went off. It would be truthful to our country. You can play all the politics you care. We don't care about it. But we'll be consistent on what we know. Leadership deficit, failure, incompetence, showing its face again today.
Thank you very much. So now we'll go back to the time because we got one very important story to address before we all leave. It's 6:20. Fatima will give you 1 minute, please.
Oh my God, I had to take a deep breath on this one. I mean, our country is for all of us. You guys have 6 failed years. This new government here will give you a chance to ensure that Liberia gets better and things are done right. Not everything you have to take and spin it and turn it all upside down to try to gain some political relevance. It's not happening. It's not happening. We gave you 6 years and you gave us nothing. We're moving forward. This thing happened. Investigation will be done. Nobody, we thank God, nobody got hurt. There was a plane recently. Remember, Duaru on the Hudson River, you're an experienced pilot. Yes. Okay? Notice that the plane wasn't going right. She landed it on the Hudson. Yeah. So, because in his statement, Isaac just said nothing happened to the plane before it started going. Why was something happening when it started to land? Anything can happen to any plane. It's man-made, dear. Anything can happen to the plane. Okay? That's not something for you to use here as a political statement to gain some political, whatever you want to gain. Whatever it is, our people landed safely in our country. As soon as I heard of it, I went straight on the website. You know, when people, that why you see the people chose this Liberian boy, the young boy, was short to say on him, made his face dark, made his body light. Because for him to stay and talk all those things at that time, for them to name him that name and call him Blamado was because he did not understand even his own body. We understand what's going on in Liberia. You cannot come and spin it and twist it and give it to us. Our people, nothing really happened. The plane went off the runway. Thank God nothing happened to our people. We Liberians, we are grateful that nobody got hurt. The plane itself was not damaged. Everybody on that plane was safe. We thank God. I mean, come on.
All right, thank you very much. Do you want to add, Mami?
Yeah, let me.
Yeah, because I'm done with this story. We're going to the next one.
Yeah. So what we said before, we want to restate it. Every newspaper that reported, they reported that the plane landed safely. One of the tires left off and later on got back on the railroad. Or maybe the pilot even knowing. One of the newspaper reported the pilot did not even report it because maybe he didn't even observe it. But to the concern about people do not report what they don't know. In this case, if there was a miscommunication between the pilot and the airport for which he missed a track, he would have known it. If there was a miscommunication between the tower, he would have known it. And right after arriving, he would have reported it. But he did not report it because there was no miscommunication as far as we're concerned. He did not report it because there was no issue with lighting. In the past, When there were issues with lighting, when there were issues with navigation, they reported, they announced their departure, and said until those things are addressed, they will not come back. In this case, they issued their statement and said it is their own pilot fault. He veered off the track and got back on. If veering off the track was because of runway issue, or because of light issue, or because of navigation issue, he would have announced it. Up to this point, there is no announcement on that.
You want to finish up with this, Eduardo?
Yeah, look, for me, I'm done with that, but I just got a quick announcement, Stanton, regarding the Fuller Progressive Union of Liberia. They will be coming on the show on the 24th of this month to present their case and hopefully talk about the issue with Dr. Ahmed Ba concerning enterprise in Liberia, how we can grow the private sector. So tune in, man. It'll be an interesting show. He's coming with his delegation, the Fuller Progressive Union. Stanton, I'm done with that case. I think we said everything we need to say.
Yeah, Eduardo, you are not Eduardo Fadiga. You want to finish up on this? Because we are done, right? Let's move to something else.
Yeah, Fadiga with the question.
Okay, thank you very much. I really don't know. We came on now to, we didn't say what's on your mind. Thank God I get a better internet from this location. But again, a lot of stuff on my mind. The president will be traveling, coming to Atlanta, Georgia. We got to announce that next week. This coming week. And again, the president will be traveling just for full 5 days. He's back in the country. As you know, August 24th, he has to be in the country as we celebrate a Flag Day, August 24th. So President Joseph Yema Boaka will be traveling. To add also, if you missed the news today, Judy Andy, she was replaced by Kekula Balawala, Kekula Kamara, I think that's his name, Balawala Malawala. And this is one of his famous songs that he always that we all grew up to. I don't know whether it's Facebook copyrighted, but let's play a little bit of it. So I know most of you know that song. Most of us will do because we used to sit back and watch Malawala get one tea Mason. Maybe that way open tea is. I want to play a little more again for you to see. He's a very, very cute old man, but he's gonna bring different spin to being a cultural ambassador. But listen to the song. It's very, very, very interesting. Is it Papa Gamasoko? All the song bada wada. Somebody say Gonda. Who own la la. Who can finish the song for us?
It's a whispers and tell me say that Gwanda wife did fight for so I say ho. Now I know we will find out who be who. We will tell them.
Well, we will tell each and everyone
that we will tell each and everyone concerned that I forgot that part.
No, continue. You're doing good. You're doing good.
The audience will post the rest of the lyrics here. Come on, guys.
No. I want to hold on to something.
Who is that?
Me, old man Gwanda, and I come from the farm.
Hear me, why you going inside?
Oh, your heart is Now I like the last line. I like the last line. What the last line say? What Game say now?
Wait, I think I say. I forgot.
Somebody will help us in the
Start it.
Let it do it again. That's the fine line. The true husband will appear. We will stand for each and every one. The cheater will stay away.
Yeah.
We will see. We will see. We will know who be who. Hey, the true husband will appear. Are you going to appear tonight? Let's see. I beg you, yeah. Again, we want to say congrats to Malawala. Again, we're going to play. We got something they used to do, you know, before we move
It
on.
wasn't that guy that made the song. Who are the artists that made the song? Do you know?
No, I really don't know. I thought it was them. Seriously, I really don't know, my man. We just enjoy this song.
No.
But you know history. Like you can go on Mama Kanka Musa history. So let us know.
The Clackerton man, Steve.
Oh, okay. But want to say to all of you again, well served, Judy Andy. Want to wish you well. I heard that Madam Clark will be hiring Judy Andy at the Clark Hope Mission, you know, and that would be a good thing. So what's on your mind, mommy? Let us do this round.
Yeah, I mean, Judy Andy served 30 years.
More than 30, like almost 34 or so.
Tell her thank you for her service to the country. We have a new ambassador. We hope he can pick up from where she stopped. What I can say to Auntie Judy is to not allow her 30 years service record to fall in the hands of politicians to use it for their political goal. I mean, her 30 years, had controversies. There were issues. People were concerned about management of resources. We saw her name in the Central Bank Corporate Social Responsibility payments. There is no crime, but people want to know, what she did with the money and all those stuff. But come to think about it, over 30 years, she's living. She's not injured. Nobody here that injured will work in a position for 30 years and say there will not be issues. But nobody have brought up any strong issue against her. She's going for a 30-year service. We want to congratulate her. My only advice to her, do not allow politicians to bring you and your service record and use you to push their political agenda. At the ceremony, she was told there was the gender minister who was there and spoke at that program. The former vice president posted that Judy was relieved of the position because she attended Clawia program. But at that same program was a gender minister. So if attending Clawia program is the reason for dismissal, then the gender minister should be dismissed. Because the gender minister attended and spoke at the event. Julie attended. So Julie was not replaced because she attended a program. But politicians want to use her, and that would be my advice to her. Do not allow them to use you. You serve 30 years, you live in honor. People tell you thank you as a decent woman, go and find something else to do. If you allow these politicians to use you as a bait to throw their political tantrum, they will sell you in the picture. At the end of the day, you'll be the victim. Former President Joel Howard Taylor, I left her to my heart for personal reasons. She's done good for me. I can say it publicly. But she's looking for an opportunity to be going to ECOWAS. If President Bouaka agreed to nominate her to ECOWAS, Julie, you will not follow her there. She will not carry you.
Is that new information?
That's new information.
So now you watching it again or no more time business?
No, it make a few more seconds, brother.
I don't ask.
I am watching.
If President Bouaka decides to say, okay, we'll send her to ECOWAS, she will not carry you with her. She will not. So don't allow them to use you, to use your position to throw political tantrum on people. Retire honorably after 30. I don't know any other person who served over 30 years like this consistently.
Sure, how was it up?
Consistently. So
thank you, mommy. Mommy, but the information you just
don't allow them to use you.
The information you just gave, is that true? That she want to go? to
I mean,
ECOWAS?
that's not a problem. I think she's qualified.
Is that information because I didn't know. So
yes, Joel Howard Taylor, former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor wants to go to ECOWAS, and I support that decision. I will call on President Baka to see reason to appoint her. She's qualified.
So she also see reason to allow Kameyas to serve, right?
No, they're not Kameyas position, a different position.
No, I'm just saying too. Saying you see reason.
So she can get us out of government too small, so I can go there.
So let me bring in. Let me bring in. Fatiga, you go ahead. Fatiga, you're 1 minute. I let mommy when you finish, then you go read small when you come back. Fatiga, you go ahead.
Well, Julie Andy. I don't know her personally. I know people that know her, but when you stay long, there's this Professor Lumba or PL Lumba. What he says something. He said when you stay too long on the dance floor, then your dancing start to go wrong. I agree with mommy. I don't think she should allow her legacy to fail. To Kekula Koto, the new person in that role, I think he needs her. He needs to have her by his side. Because there was no formal term of reference that I know of about that role. She actually made that position. She coined it, made it her own. He has a very big shoes to fill. For me, I personally think that he has a whole lot of work. So he needs her, or I think the both of them can work out something, keep her there as some consultant. I do not know much about this position, whether it's a paid position or how it works. But Madam Annie has managed to commercialize it some kind of way. Hey, she was getting money some kind of way, and then she had that other culture, or how they call ambassador for peace or something that she added to it. I'm sure she was getting grain here and there. But I think this role should move beyond just having pretty girls coming to the airport to wait for Stanton Waterspoon and his friends coming in the country, to more of a showcasing the country, working with international partners.
But you're able to run beyond Fatu. Then she tell you no, and she went back to Europe.
Why you want me?
Why you serious for Fatima?
Well, let me say this. So, I think even Kekula Koto. I mean, I'm happy he got a job. He's an icon, but I want to see some young blood in that role, some new innovation. I mean, the age not a thing. I hope he will do it. He can still do it. It doesn't matter with age. But we need to see some innovation, especially promoting our culture, our art, our musician. Look, the Nigerian, I don't know how they did it, but Nigeria have opened Africa, the music scene, put us on the map. Liberian music could be that way. The movie, the tradition, how they export it. I think this role should be closely aligned with culture and tourism, so that it attracts tourists, in the country, showcase. But I hope it will be different. I hope to see a breath of fresh air. I don't think Kekula Koto is that Kekula. How they call is that man? But I'm happy that that we at least we have a change for a woman, and I don't think she should take it with anything else. I know it's a hard thing if you have served for over 30 years in a row. I think some part of her believes that she owns that position now. She try to, so it's a hard thing to do, but she should take it with stride, and I think he should call her. I think he should call her. He cannot succeed if he doesn't talk to her. Stanton.
Yeah, I mean, who's next? Let's wrap up this. I'm not trying to talk whatever, Judy. Andy, I said, what's on your mind?
What's on your mind?
So, yeah.
Should I go?
Yeah, Mama.
Yeah, go ahead before Isaac. I would really appreciate it if you go ahead before him.
Well, what's on my mind? Liberia's always been on my mind. I would like to say congratulations to Honorable Kekula Kamara. He was a household name when I was growing up. I basically learned all of his songs, and his little movies on Saturday. I would do everything and run to the TV and ensure that we sat down to watch. It brought a sense of culture, a sense of Liberia. It made us to love our country more. So I'm happy to see something like that. In the last 30 years, I mean, I don't really know what went on with the culture of Liberia, because I see us drifting more into other people's culture, even with our weddings and all the things that we are doing, where I see our Liberian people wearing Nigerian gele, our Liberian people wearing, and we have our own culture. Our heritage is beautiful. Our culture, our identity is beautiful. But I've been seeing everything about other countries than Liberia. So anybody that will incorporate Liberia and our culture and our way of life will be, something that we would like to do. Also, I don't know. Can you guys tonight? I'm gonna be on the midnight show. Something that's on my mind. Could you guys please join us? We'll be talking about some things that are very important. I've asked Nelson Colette to include me on a late night show. So that's on my mind. We're going to be on the late night show tonight. You'll join us to talk to Liberians about something that's very dire. On this show, like I said, I always come here and say thanks to my co-panelists, especially to the CEO, for giving me a voice to express myself. And so there will be some expressions on the late night show tonight. I don't want to take off your good people time, but yeah, please join me on the late night show. I will use at least 30 minutes in the beginning of the late night show to express myself there. And the last thing that's on my mind is Liberia. We come here every day to speak Liberia, to educate our people so that they can make informed decisions and choose leaders that will represent us. You cannot keep choosing people that will steal from you, extort the resources from our country, exploit our people, traffic our people, and we continue to make sure these people stay in power. We need to educate people, each one teach one. Let's educate our people of the value of their one vote, so they can vote people that are in their interest. In this 21st century, the oldest republic on the continent, and people are still living in abject poverty.
Thank you, Fatima. Thank you.
This should not be possible. I'm begging you, let's put the Liberianization projects first, make Liberians to be part of their own economy, and move our country forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Fatima. Colonel Gray.
Oh, you're going to Colonel Gray first? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Colonel Gray.
Stanton, my network is blabbing slow. But
Okay.
I hope the president will include in his bucket list, I hope he will include expansion of our runway. We've had that airport for too long, and I think we should expand the runway. We have the land for it. We just need to invest a little bit more and make it and light it up. It's dark when you're landing. Sometimes, as a passenger, you look down, you barely see anything. So this is just a clarion call. We've had the I think the Minister of Defense or some chief of staff of the Guinean Armed Forces lost his life over there because they could not locate the runway. So that's just a snapshot to President Bakai. And then this issue about Judy Andy, I think, look, we've had people, whenever people get in that capacity, they tend to serve for a very long time. I think Umar Baiti Mo was one of the holders of that position or something similar for a very long time. Then came another gentleman named Smith or Hill, Hill. So, but I'll be looking for someone to institutionalize it, not to personify it. When we say cultural ambassador, it should not be a face. It should be an institution. And that institution is what I look forward to. Kekura Kamara is embedded within our culture, if people don't know. He's an early graduate, and him and the other guy who was so hilarious, I've forgotten his name, but they took culture to they took culture to another level that made us. They created a unique Liberian brand, and so that is what I'm going to be looking for. Look, don't judge a book by the cover. Kekura Kamara will come and he will do something that probably we appreciate because he had us appreciating Liberian, even the movie Malawala Balawala. There was nobody who grew up at that time you know, that will not be glued in front of their television just to watch Liberian culture display. So I think he's going to bring something there. But hey, Judy Andy should not think that this is a personal, job. It just belongs. The president has the audacity to appoint and fire. As long as she's an ambassador, which means she'll be she was appointed by someone should be expecting to be replaced, or so Kekwa Kamara as well. So we look forward to a different cultural hemisphere of stratosphere, whatever it is.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Eduardo?
Yeah, thank you so much, man. To the audience, I just saw my mother about to say, Eduardo, welcome to the show, man. I'm going to say this, Stanton. What's on my mind? I mean, the cultural ambassador position is meant to package Liberian culture and bring it to everyday Liberians for preservation. But whatever she's done, if she's done that, kudos to her. But Liberia has to move forward, and let's continue in that direction. But what's on my mind today is job creation in the country for our people. Mr. President, this is the only thing I champion since you came to power. A recommendation to you, sir. 20 million. We can start with 20 million put in the budget every single year to start small scale operations across the country. Those skills can be defined by a think tank. You can put that together. They can define it. We can create thousands of jobs across the country so we can have a semblance of stability and some form of inclusion in the country. A lot of people feel left out. The only way we can include them, we have to champion this. We can go to the southeastern portion of this country and we champion an industry. We can go to the western portion of Liberia. An industry can be champion out there where we create thousands of jobs, where everybody doesn't have to come to Monrovia in order to get some semblance of living a decent life. We've got to keep our people in the heartland of the country. My issue here is private enterprise, Honorable President. This is the only way you're truly going to succeed. It is okay to pave the roads. It is okay to build a brand new ministerial complex up in Sesto City. I congratulate you for that, a new judicial operation in Sesto. This is a great thing. But we have to create jobs so that people can feel their country. This is on the heart of every single Liberian because we are losing the Liberian family because of lack of cohesion, because the men are not providing for their family. This is a foundational problem. The community is breaking apart, sir, and we have to attend to this or we will have no country. Thank you, Stanton.
Alcido, what's on your mind?
A lot is on my mind, and I'm hoping that the way everybody talking peace, let me have my time. A lot is on my mind.
Equal time. I will not interrupt you.
Everybody spoke for 3 minutes, but I will speak for 2. It's okay. So, the direction of our country, meaning the president, is on my mind. President Barker, you serve in government for 50 years more. You listen to your people talking about Judy Andy serving for 30 years. According to them, 50 years is smaller than 30 years. Funny, huh? But President Barker, I want to tell you that you are a divisive president. President Barker, you have a very heavy heart, a bad heart. President Barker, you started off by firing people across marks simply because they did not vote for you. President Barker, you went to the EPS and dismissed over 150 EPS simply because they were recruited, trained, and enlisted in the force by the CDC government. President Barker, you call people ghosts. You remove their names from list, employment, only because they supported George Weah and not you. You didn't stop there, President Barker. You went ahead and dismissed people because they wrote on Facebook and did not praise you. Your CSA boss told us that you ordered the firing of those people.
I said, sorry, somebody doing something behind you. Can you just tell them, please?
Yeah. President Barker, you dismissed Zanza Kawo, the chief zoo of Liberia. His crime because he received a car from President Weah during his tenure. President Barker, you are hateful. And I will tell you, you refused to issue Sober George his employment letter because, according to you, he worked in the George Weah government, even though he's one of the most independent people you can see around. After you preferred him, he got confirmed. You didn't stop there, Mr. President. You went to Buchanan, where you dismissed 17 people from the port because you said they are seditions. Maryland County was no exception. Your hatred went to Maryland County. You demoted people from jobs. You dismissed people from jobs because they did not vote for you. Today, you have dismissed Julie Endy. President Barker, you know in your heart, you could have dismissed her last week, last month, 2 months ago, but you didn't. Simply because she attended the program for the former First Lady, and not just to attend that program. She gowned the former First Lady. Your Minister of No Information, Jeremy McPierre, told the lady that it seems she is still loyal to President Weah. So you moved to dismiss her. You went across the globe to dismiss Liberians on missions because according to you, they were sent there by citizen, by George Weah. All of this is not just making you bad, but you are bad. And you know what is hurtful to that? All of the jobs you are taking from people you call seditions, your everyday partisans are not getting those jobs. You are giving the jobs to your families. Those who are the big shot in your government are those whose families and boyfriends and girlfriends you are employing secretly.
Thank you.
I thought you said 2 minutes. I can
Thank you, Asido. And try to appreciate I will give you more than 2 minutes, my brother.
No, sir.
I want to say to everyone on the show, we got 9 more minutes. And again, in the 9 minutes, I just cannot upload what else to discuss. My internet is tripping. I had to relocate, but yet and still, it's not allowing me to upload. So on this note, we're going to go ahead and take questions. And after the questions, or if not, we'll just go ahead and close the show. Folks, I'm going to do another round. Everybody have spoken. My take here is that I think this government can do better. I think this government is trying to be better. 7 months into a new government, a lot of ups and downs. Where we fall short, we announce it. But that which is good, we appreciate the work of the government. CDC can say their own, Unity Party can say their own, the independent and those other opposition will have their say. It is important for everyone to know this is the Spoon Network or independent network. Okay? Everybody will come here and this will be the Palava Hut. That you come here, you say your own, and Liberians listen to you with respect that wish to govern our network to move forward. I want to say this. I disagree with some of us on this set. President Joseph Boakai is not a mean man. President Joseph Boakai is not a bad man. President Joseph Boakai, been the leader, he is a leader, and as much as it's going to get rough, you know exactly what. Excuse me, my brother. We would not do this. You have your time, please. Thank you. As much as we all,
opinion, right? That's your opinion, not the opinion of everyone.
I say you cannot be interrupting us. I know you're more than mature, and we should behave. You're the only man that work in Liberian government on this show. No, excuse me. So you should be more mature to govern yourself accordingly when we are speaking. Yeah, thank you very much. So please, I ask you to. It's not necessary to go ahead and mute you just to keep you quiet. So I just want to say this. I will say this by being fair to everybody. You're welcome to come on the show, but I stand by my principle. I stand by what I believe. If you ever interacted with Joseph Yuma Boakai Sr., you know how humble he is. You know how welcoming he is. He's not perfect. I have my strong disagreement with him by bringing folks in the government, some of whom actually that I disagree with. But the president making a presidential decision to keep them there for whichever time, that's his government. That's his decision. But if you know the person, Joseph Yuma Boakai, the father, Joseph Yuma Boakai, the grandfather, Joseph Yuma Boakai,
the church elder, Jose Yima Barker, you know the good person. You know the good person. And I think because people trust his skill, his humbleness, his love for country, when you say, let's think Liberia, let's love Liberia, and together let's build a beautiful new Liberia, people bought into it. He didn't promise you that it will all be well in 7 days. So we will criticize. Like me, I will. He hears our criticism. He continues to make adjustment, and he will readjust. But to say Jose Yima Barker is a bad man, that's not true. To say Jose Yima Barker is a greedy man, his life has spoken to the kind of person he is. That's not true. To say Jose Yima Barker is a hateful man and loves to pay back, hell no, you know that's not true. You know him. I will not speak more of that because you know him. When the going get tough, the tough go shopping. I want to leave it with you, my friend. You are who you are. I will not stop anyone's opinion once it is professionally outlined on this network. But we defend the truth and we defend the person we ask you to vote for. And that individual was Jose Yima Barker and Jeremiah Pankun. We will approach them, we will correct them, we will argue with them, and we will put our points across. And they will adjust and readjust continuously. That this country that was ruled 6 years, this country that was in the dark place for 6 years, this country that was no coming in or going out, and every day we cry for 6 years, that this country can get back on track. Look at the Senate. Why are they afraid today to even go into the chat room and post anything? We are there. Look at the House of Representatives. We asked what is 6 million doing in the budget for Cape Power. The recast budget have no 6 million. They trash it. Do you think everybody that will corrupt have a switch change over to be injured? No. When they went in from the president said we should recast the budget. We will recast the budget and we take away the Cape Power $6 million. The president tell people, say, if you hear anything, I want to hear it. If you see anything, I want to see it. You think to fight a system that been corrupt for so many years, do you think it's easy? It's not.
President Barker been at 50 years, sir.
It's not. So I would say to you, it is in this regard, you will harbor your hate, but you got to hate for 6 years. You will feel your shame, but you got to be shameful for 6 years. You will wish evil in your country just because Jose Yima Barker is a president. You will want the plane to come and crash down at RIA just because Joseph Barker is a president. You don't want investors to come in the country just
Everyone
because
know that Unity Party did that.
But so I said, then I think you are not being professional. We have to put you in the bag because you close, let somebody close. I beg you, my brother.
I didn't even close Google.
No, everybody finish. I say, I beg you, brother. So let me just say this. We would speak truth to power, Fatima. We'll remind our fellow Liberians because of the hate you have for Ome Jose Yima Barker, an 80-year-old man. Do you want a plane to crash at RIA? Because of the hate. You're praying that the rest price may go to $40. Because of the hate you have for Jose Yima Barker.
It's something I got a breaking news for you.
You hold on. You stay interrupting me.
No, I wanted to tell you that Fadiga wanted George Weah plane to crash.
I will continue. I beg you, Fatima, I said, come to you. Give me 10 seconds, yeah? Because of the hate that these people actually have for Jose Yima Barker, they want Liberia to burn. They are not willing to work just because of the hate. They couldn't believe that they were to be in opposition today, Fatima. They couldn't believe for one bit that some of them left Liberia and sitting in Minnesota today. They couldn't believe it. They just couldn't believe it. Let me say this to you. Let me say this to you. They can't imagine it. My fellow Liberians, do not be deceived. Don't be confused. This election hit them, and it hit them so hard. They are rolling in the bed and on the mat. They are going to medicine man for medicine man. It's not helping. You just can't believe it. These guys have 12 years agenda. But your plans are not the plans of God. Your ways are not, as far as the heaven is above the earth, so far the wisdom of God is above yours. And that's what happened. And today they won't wish evil, Fatu. Today they're playing, they're thinking, they say it's okay. We love to see the plane crashing at RIA. We love to see people dying. Today they are praying. They want the police to go on the street and start shooting civilians. And they will say, yeah, and we told you. Today they are praying to God that UL shouldn't open. And they will say, but we told you. Today they are praying that 7 shouldn't get paid. Then they will say, but we told you. They are all wishing not for the betterment of our country. Fatima, not for Liberia to grow. They are wishing for the downward turn of our country. That one day we can wake up and Liberia be in smoke. And this is not right. Accept the fact that you're opposition. Wait for the 6 years. If you hear me on the radio, I say to you as I close, keep the faith. Keep the faith. And someone sent me this song today and said, my hope, my faith has found a hiding place. No, I need no other argument. My hope is built on nothing less. I need no other pain. You cannot tell me, you cannot teach me, you cannot change my mind, sedition, as a door. You cannot, because you know what? I know that through this Joseph, I know that through this Joseph will come a Moses that will lead the children of Israel out of the dark age. He's just a way maker. He's just a prime minister in the time of famine. This Joseph is just a prime minister in the time that Liberia will have hope again. That there will be no 3 missing boys. That there will be no auditor death. That there will be no, I pay your wire school fees, so give me your vote. But worry in case the children are not going to school. That there will be no corruption, massive corruption, that you can write any check of $1.8 million, $10 million, $6.2 million to FIA and go and get the money back. This is the Joseph that will prepare the way for that Moses to lead the children all of the promised land. So don't lecture me. So don't teach me. Be patient.
So no,
and hope for the best.
Now you can spend 2 hours defending it says a lot.
Thank you very much, my sister Fatima. We're gonna go to your house, see Eugene Fadiga. Listen, I will come here every day to tell them. Oh, Mama is back. Mama, let me know you.
Well, why you keep meeting me? We coming to close now.
You are disturbing. You are disturbing the show. You close already. You close already.
Well,
yeah, you close already.
Well, you went to Fatima first. What?
All right, we're coming. So, Mama, you want to speak before Fatima because she spoke. You didn't speak on this round. Then we close the show. We all have time.
All the issues, please.
Thank you for joining us tomorrow. Don't forget, one-on-one with the CEO. We have Mami and the rest of the team. We got a surprise guest for you. It will be fire. It will be about the budget. It will be about Yomdi Kanga. It will be about the way forward of this government. Now we are thinking positively the way forward. We are not going back. Now the errors were made. We are thinking how we can change the system, how we can revamp, and how we can make Liberia better. Join us tomorrow, one-on-one with the CEO. Let's dig deeper. Mami, talk to us.
Yeah, but I wanted to know what was the question you posed to Fatima.
He was preaching. He was preaching for.
He was only talking about, Doe came here and just listed how wicked the president of the Republic of Liberia is. And I was about to just address
let
the issue.
me say.
But yeah, our brother Isaac though that ran from Liberia just to kind of get a great
all of
pastor,
you,
yeah.
you're even fighting for what Isaac do. You're ready to do something, though.
Senator, I told you here one day, I said here one day
Yeah.
on the show that there is this attitude when we were in school. You just say something when everybody talking, then you go and say, you see everybody talking because I told. So it is that same attitude people want to bring to national politics and a platform that is attracting more than 5,000 views about the future of our country. I mean, it's petite. You take glory and happiness in people responding, oh, I thought they're talking to me. That's not what we come here for. But I was listening to you, Stanton. This is not about just CDC, right? We have developed a culture of politics in Liberia that we need to change. That culture is the failure mentality. The only way you can make a case to replace somebody is to fight for the person to not succeed. That's the easiest way to make a case. In America and other places, they try to show how better they can do it. Even if you succeeded. If Biden succeeded and provided 10 million jobs, nobody fighting him and telling how they can use the same structure of government to provide 20 million jobs. But back home, if you're trying to address and invest in yellow machines, and people are saying you got to do it the right way, other people there, they're not interested in you doing it the right way. They only want it to not come. So you can face the rules. So when they come to campaign, they can say, you see, the people not face your rules, so don't vote for them. If you're trying to introduce ICT and technology for young people, while other people are concerned, how are you structuring it? Other people just praying for it to not succeed. So they can come and say, oh, the ICT program you brought, it failed. So therefore, you might not be elected.
Talk about the success now. Okay, we hear what people say. Success today, success. Success. Yeah. What if
So
that is the mentality that they bring to politics. And for CDC, you have to create a chaotic condition for them to demonstrate their strength. There has to be a chaotic environment for them to show supremacy. They thrive and succeed in violence. They thrive and succeed when the environment is chaotic. In a civilized environment where there are structural discussion, they will veer off. So what they're trying to do in the last 6 months is to find an entry point for chaos and violence so they can demonstrate their strength, so they can show their importance. I will only call the Unity Party people, do not fall for it. Do not panic. Do not allow them to pull you into it. 1 second make noise. Allow them to say what they say. Remain focused and deliver for your people. We will be here. If you not deliver, we'll tell you. But do not allow yourself to fall into CDC trap to invite you into chaos and violence, because it is in chaos and violence that they succeed.
Thank you very much. Fatima, don't call his name. Just pass him, please. Just talk past him.
I'm not gonna call his name. But I gotta make reference to something. I mean, Joseph Boakai is an older statesman, and when we sit and speak to this old man and hear his wisdom and his quest to have all Liberians who love their country join forces together to work together to build their country from the ground up. When you sit with him and you hear his vision for Liberia, he harbors no hate. He doesn't. He has love for every Liberian. When you sit and talk to this man and he talks to you about how he wants all Liberians to unite, just for the common love of their country, to make our country better so we do not go outside of Liberia to go seek other things. Why can't we all come together and ensure that our country is better? For you to stand and say that this man is hateful, this man is resentful, ask anyone who have worked with the former president, George Weah. George Weah, he does not forgive. He's like Chinese man. 10,000 years ago, you killed my father, and I've come to revenge. That's how he is. We're not going to suck up to anybody. We're going to have freedom of choice and freedom of expression. Joseph Boakai said something to me one day. He said, I don't want you to know me and say, oh, Joseph Boakai, I'm my president. I want you to understand that our old man was able to love his country so much that he brought people together like minds to work together to build their country from the ground up. I want to be this president that put young people, because I'm not able to run and jog and do all those crazy things, bring them together to work and build our country. For people to come and say that the president fires this person because you attended this. I saw today, the vice president, Honorable Karas Moses Gray, shared something on the vice president, that the vice president wrote about Joseph Nima Boakai. Even she doesn't believe that. Even Joel Howard Taylor, I will mention her name, does not believe that. Because I was sitting with a person, I took a phone, I was just looking at it, saw her sending him text message, appealing to him, begging him. And how would say Joseph Boakai is me, Joseph Boakai fired Judy Angie for going somewhere. Joseph Boakai is not a selfish man. If he was selfish, Joel Howard Taylor, why do you text him all the time and be begging him to consider you to ECOWAS? Why do you call him all the time? Why do you text? Hey, uncle, forgive me. Let me quote you. Uncle, forgive me. You know how I was with those boys. You know how they were.
I was not doing things of my own. It's allowed? Okay.
I was not doing things of my own. Why would you say that? But he's humble. He doesn't care about those things. For you to come and sit here and denigrate the person and talk about he wicked, he this, he that. I don't think you understand. Everybody that serves in the president's regime serves at his will and pleasure. No particular seat is glued to any Liberian person's butt. Nobody has the right to one seat for 30 years. No one. Everybody should be given equal opportunity to serve. That doesn't, it's not about sedition or Wiyashin or UP or CDC. You serve at the will and pleasure of the president. And from the looks of the audit that we've seen, the damage, the systemic damage that you guys have done to this country, I don't even think you should keep any of you there. You heard Eugene Namwe said that this second term that God never gave you, you were not going to hire nobody from Unity Party, as if they were not Liberians that were brilliant, that knew what they were doing, that were experienced, that had the education, the know-how. You said it. You said it on national TV. You were going around thinking that you were going to run Liberia for eternity. But you didn't have, you had other things coming until you woke up voices like ours to come, and Stanton gave us a platform to come and speak to our people and educate them. That you don't come, you steal all the money and bring $5 to Cape Man. Ask my question, Aquarius Moses Gray, when they went to Cape Man, when Stanton sent me to Cape Man to go talk to the VAR people, when they carried the arrest, what the VAR people did to them? What the VAR people told them? That's what we will do. We educate our people so they don't even listen to the likes of you who come here and talk about a person and call him a rogue and a liar. Shame on you for calling Joseph Boakai a wicked man. How wicked is he? He doesn't even know you. The last time you were talking, what the president said about me, he doesn't even know you. He doesn't even know you on this show. For you to say he's wicked. Wicked to who? Because he's choosing people he believes in that will move the country forward, so it makes him wicked. Then be wicked, Mr. President. Choose people who have like minds, who love their country, will come together and build our country up. Sit and call everybody. We're not all kissed up to Joseph Boakai. CEO is here. Joseph Boakai refers to CEO as his nephew, his son. He can be there for to talk to him. Why you must so hard on me? But see, you can be here criticizing the president. The president never are wicked to him. Why are you calling him wicked? Because he does not adhere to your norms where everybody must say, Baku, you're strong. Even if the man, subject and verb were not agreeing, even if he were not choosing for Liberia over Liberians, he were not doing things for Liberians. So you were there, Baku, you're strong. He never made mistake. He was infallible. Joseph Baka can make mistake. See here every day. I can be texting him, leave my papa alone. He can still say it because he wants Liberia to be better. Better. For you to sit here and call him wicked, shame on you. Liberians, I would just like to say, you shouldn't listen to some people that come on this show who think that you will give their country back to them. No way, no how. In any government, that some of them would have sat and become in the positions that they are today. So I just say thank you for watching Spoon TV. As I said earlier, I'm going to be on a midnight show. We're going to have some
Doing what? What are you doing on the late night show?
On a late night show tonight. I'm going to talk about
can I end now? Can I close?
I'm going to talk about, I never interrupt you when you're talking. Can you stop, please? I'm going to talk about a certain Liberian representative who lived in America here. He went and borrowed susu money from a woman, a poor woman, my dede. He took her money, susu money, $40,000. I tried, I begged him to pay the woman money. He has refused. The people have taken this.
You bring the woman on?
I will bring her on. Yes, I'm bringing her on tonight.
Who the representative?
His name is, he's that representative for District Number 12. His name is Jerry K.
Which county?
Montserrado County. So I will be there discussing his
Have
issue.
you reached out to him? Have you asked him though?
I was proof all the text message. The woman contacted me 2 months ago. I've been speaking to him since July 13. Every day he would give me the runaround, and he owed this woman this money for 1 year, 1 month. Took the woman money, came and went and built some kind of Konosa bridge in district number. He refused to answer the woman and phone calls. Is not speaking to.
And how much is that?
$40,000 he took for the woman. And the woman has been paying people every day, paying people because people threatened to take her to coach.
All right. We'll watch the show. Let me go to Fadika and Conor Gray. We have to close the show. Fadika, before you and Conor Gray go, let me give a minute. So because actually to ask it though, and you will come in next, Fadika, then Conor Gray, you will take us home, please. Minister Do.
Thank you, Stanner. You are a good man. So at this time, my people, you've listened to me, your own dedicated son. We are looking. Where are the voices of yesterday? The Council of Churches, the Imam Council, the elders,
Love you. Well, I said though.
He really talk nonsense.
But you figure, the internet go off.
He really talk nonsense.
The internet go off. I said, if you hear me, please reconnect and come back. I said, if you are hearing me, please reconnect. Without, I mean, you went off.
I say all night he was still not talking.
I said, if you hear me, please reconnect. Go out and come back in. Your internet went off. Fadiga, please close. I mean, in Minnesota, is it really? Conor Gray? Oh, I see. The man internet tripping. What's happening to me? All right, go ahead.
I say it's a weird shit. He's a fanatic, but you don't have to lie to be to carry on this level of sycophancy. Look, Stanton, our country is in a very, very bad shape. We don't have a system. And when I look at these people talking about system audit, no system anywhere. And people love it that way. It was said that way for people to be able to get by and give excuses. But everything we have said today, from the Judy Andy to the girl, the children that are allegedly being trafficked, or whatever will come to say here daily, we have to have one thing in mind. We have to be very practical when you're dealing with Liberia. If you look at Liberia through the lens of the West, which a lot of us do, and I did when I came here first, you will miss a lot of stuff. Because part of the problem in this country is not only politicians in office, is ourselves as people, as citizens, how we interact with our officials. And I will say it as many times as so people can understand how we behave, how we look at morals, how we our value system, our family values, and love for country, nationalism, patriotism, all these different values that one need to have to become a nation to move forward. It is lacking in a lot of us. So sometimes when things happen, we keep pointing fingers. But we need to move from being pointing fingers and start actually finding solutions to our problem. President Boyka, just in 7 months, I've seen this man. He's a workaholic. The president that we have right now that could be a father to the former president worked harder than the young man that was president. And his presidency, and the reason why we keep mentioning about it, and Isaac of the world, and other people do not want us to talk about it because I don't want Liberian people to forget what happened in the last 6 years. People were under immense stress. People were terrified. Say what you want. There is that sense of relief in the country again. And this was a young man that was given an opportunity. What does that say about the younger generation? It was so terrible that the country had to go back to the elder statesman and say, save us, we made a mistake. That's how bad it was. But these guys still have not realized going back to the drawing board to see where they made a mistake, where they went wrong, being remorseful. Show some remorse that I did something. Those guys use money in Liberia if to say what monopoly money. Look, Remy, I read the EPS report. Every other report, one after another, share a green picture of the level of indiscipline with public finance on the last administration. Those guys use money. I have to say what monopoly money. When you see the money that the guys were moving with all justification, millions, 5 million year, 20 million year, 10 million year, just like monopoly money, like fake money. When you read it up, we read it something. And I had a headache. I had to go take a nap. I'm like, I don't know what to do with that money. But if these guys still have that money, the Unity Party led administration is in trouble. If they have half of the money that we are reading in these other reports, and nothing is done about it, this administration they have enough money to carry out enough subversion in this country. It's not 100,000 and not 200,000. These guys were taking out money in millions. Did they steal everything and then use some? That is up for debate. For the fact that there were no justification. And then you got people that will still be defending it. People that were poor then, still poor now, will probably remain poor for a few more generations. They will be there beating their chest. People will use them as tools and weapons. We can go on and on and on and on. But I would not start talking about what happened in the last 6 years. Because it didn't even hurt the country. It hurt all of us as young people in this country and as Liberians. How can you be so cold? But I don't want us to talk about it because people couldn't forget. Sometimes I say we got chicken brain because some people have forgot. Oh, just leave it. Just Sonny. Oh, they fired the one. Let me close on this fiery thing. Look, the more I see the insult that these people are raining on the president and the first lady, look, And you won't insult going in the private sector, nobody will bother you. But if you in government and you cost it never happened under the CDC. Nobody, I know nobody there insulted President Weah while working for the government. I never saw even the attempt, the insinuation, or even going close to it got you fired. You can get on the list, Dave Jackley. People, you can't even think about it. Nobody need to make noise. They can play people that need job. If you want to be a revolutionary and you want to be a militant in government, we give you an opportunity to go under the sycamore tree and do your militancy there. People that really want to do government job will go and do the government job. I think, free speech is free speech. But you can carry on your free speech under the sycamore tree. I will leave it at that. I will send it back to you. Good day, I don't know. Good day, Remy.
The corner.
Mr. Good day, you stay in Europe, my man?
Yeah, I'm staying in Europe.
Yeah, well, right in Europe there's a Swedish guy named Sridov Ranfar. He said the opposite of maturity is anger. What some of the panelists, those individuals who are there projecting themselves as opposition do is just lack of maturity. It is one that the wise King Solomon will throw something in the air and a bait in the air. Somebody will take it. The angry woman said, "Let's divide the baby." Where Liberia is right now, the angry folks are saying, "Let's divide the country. Let's slaughter the cow and divide among ourselves. Nothing good should go on." But this country is bigger than any individual who feels that it is their personal property. And I think the president also has the right to appoint and fire. Miss Andy has been in that corridor for too long. She could even coin a book that probably will improve our culture, whether or not she's serving in that capacity. That's the kind of experience she should have. One that where she can curb a cultural, ideas into handbook, so that folks can, in the UN sector, um, you know, the US AID and DIVID, the British form of USID. Those kinds of ideas that she projecting to know should be institutionalized to the point where when we want to go for reference on our culture, we should be able to go to her. She shouldn't be serving a capacity for life. Let's get away from this idea. In as much as we don't want a president who will install himself on the presidency for more than the constitutional term allotted for a president, for an individual, nobody should. After 30 years, I served, and in no time I was laid off. Hey, I don't go and say the army was my power farm, so therefore I should have been there. Somebody came in. Matter of fact, they didn't. Some people didn't even get paid. They just vanquished the military and wherever it should have been a restructure institution, but then they said no. They demolished the entire thing and started from afresh. People got to go. There were folks who were still complaining that they didn't get the just benefit and so on. That's the human rights side of it. But when it comes to public position, don't think it's yours. It's not yours. Move on. Judy and we used to go down to Kinderja. We used to see our culture at play. Today we don't have that site. So who knows? Maybe Kekula Kamara could come and establish and revive that sector. Look, we don't have anywhere where we can go and say this is like how we used to go to Kinderja. I used to love to go there and go sit down. They used to have a pavilion there where you see those people dancing, man. I don't know where those skills come from, but that's the kind of cultural attachment we had to where the people beating their drum and all that stuff, people dancing in different way, that footwork. We don't have that anymore. When we say culture ambassador, some folks just think that it's just a position that is entitled to one person. No, we can improve our culture and make good money out of it. And that's why I would have loved to see, not just, as Fadiga said, not just to go meet the president when he's coming with few dancers. No, it goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. I'll end by saying that, look, people who are angry will always be the first to throw jab, to slap people, to hit. Look, if any of us were around Isaac here, it will lift his hand because he's a temperamental guy. Don't see him now. Fatu, I diagnose people for living, just like Fadiga. He's an
Me
angry guy.
too. Me too.
He's an angry guy. Don't see all he's making that way, but you can see the
But Remy,
quality.
to actually look at the sitting president saying he's wicked, he's this, he's that. I mean, he's saying that to Joseph Walker. Now, would he have said it to George Weah? I mean,
Those
come
folks
on.
are angry. They're angry. I mean, look at their rank
Never
and file.
tasted
Bitter,
orange.
not even angry, bitter.
Yes.
They call us angry winners, but they are bitter, real bitter winners. I mean,
Yeah.
losers.
So,
Real bitter
so
losers because they didn't
I think
anticipate this.
we're just supposed to just go ahead and just ignore them. They will talk and talk. Some of them will die of frustration because you know what? The sooner you move on, look, when you serve government for 6 years, it's a blessing. Move on, go write a book, go do something else, sell your idea, come in the private sector, establish yourself, create a job, and hire other folks. Stop making government job to look like it's your power estate. It belongs to you. Nobody else should be there. So that's how I see it. I mean, sometimes it's synchronizing to just kind of just hear somebody. Just like when a record is those scratch record back then when you're playing, the music is nice, but it's scratchy. So it's difficult to listen to. Sometimes I listen to the gentleman's voice is like it's annoying. And the fact that it's coming out that way, but hey, we have to hang out, we have to hang in there, let him talk. But at the end of the day, I don't know if anything substantive can come from what he says so that we can learn from it, and we have to be able to suck it up too. When he's talking, let him talk. Well, eventually they'll get tired. They'll run out of gas. Man, this is 6 years. They haven't even gone a year yet. As soon frustration will step in. We're standing by to buy some of their property they looted. Once they got it the right way, we'll go and buy it. You know.
So you want to start buying Azedo property?
I don't know. The time coming. Very soon, I'll good day. But go ahead. I'll leave it with you, my brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Sherry, you finished? Did you close?
Yes, yes, I did.
Yeah, she closed and got sorry. Again, my internet is tripping bad. It just going something. And again, folks, if any of you reach out to Acido, I think you have a serious internet problem. But again, we had a wonderful show. Don't forget. We all can say what we want to say, but I think again, Madam Titi will begin to censor some of us, and on certain things we say. I do believe that I've been receiving some messages, but we'll keep the show open. This is the Liberian People Network, and the people will decide. Acido, I think today he had an internet problem. I don't know what happened. Don't forget them all. One-on-one with the CEO. I'm going to have Abuda Mame. We're going to bring in Martin Cuddy. We're going to bring in the rest of the team. Abdullah Kiatama, I believe he's well. We got a big round table and surprise guests for you tomorrow. It will be very, very interesting with this Make the Case for the week. The president traveled to the United States, the engagement with his team, the program he's about to attend, the issue within the Senate and the House of Representatives. You know that they have received the recast budget. They must recast. But will they recast before investigation or investigation before recast? Or can they do that simultaneously? There's a lot of stuff happening and you need to know. I want to say thank you, James Goudet. Again, folks, James Goudet have a long weekend. He will be going back to work on Monday. He was off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Again, James Goody really want to go back to Liberia. He's ready, pray. He called me every day. I said, my man, just hold on, just hang in there. You will go back at the appropriate time. I want to say to all the team, Fatima, I want to say special thanks to you. We can announce that since Fatima got her new job, she said she will be paying one of the staff salary every month. She was able to talk to Madam Titi. Folks, they give Fatima a big head. Fatima will be responsible. I don't know which one of them. She will be given their monthly salary. You know, this is what happened in America. Fatima get paid bi-weekly. Okay. So every month she get paid 2 weeks every month. So when she take pay 2 weeks every month, she will that person that salary she paying, she will be paying in 2 weeks every month. Look at James' face. James, oh my people.
I didn't get that power.
James, whole hardcore. Yeah, it's
No,
Fatima
that's
will
something
take
else
pay
I'm looking
every
at. I
week.
was reading comments.
Every 2 weeks she take pay, right? So then she will pay that individual every 2 weeks. So while you guys waiting for every month, that person will be getting the 2 week pay check that his sister Fatima is doing. So James, I don't know. You gotta push your wire to Madam Titi because she has not decided there who. But look at James looking in the air. He's thinking, he's looking at bad thinking. Look at you looking in the air. So again, we want to say to all of you, Fatima, no, seriously, I really appreciate you on that. You know, a lot of people, they, reaching out to me if they can contribute, and I believe they will talk to Madam Titi. She handled those things. She is the CEO. I want to say thanks to all those that continue to contribute to this point. I guess a gentleman, I woke up Fatima, and he said I shouldn't call his name. He sent $1,000, right, to the cash app.
Yeah.
Colonel Gray. So I saw the $1,000 in my cash app, and I said, "Why for?" He said, "For the network." So you see, sometimes I thought that entrapment, and I don't know him, I don't know his name whatsoever. He said, "For the network." So I said, "Oh, but to who? For what?" He said, "Just anything, but it's for the network." And he said, "I'm going to do this continuously." I woke up, I told Madam Titi, I said, "Madam Titi, somebody sent $1,000. Oh." And I told him, I said, "You know what? I will send it to Madam Titi." He really don't want me. He sent the money August 5th, 10:01 p.m. Oh, it was in the night. I
He
didn't see
said,
it.
don't mention a name,
He said I
CEO.
shouldn't mention his name. But nobody have sent me. Only one were collecting money for JMB, right? Campaign. Nobody have sent $1,000 and say for the network. If I can black his name, I will. Let me try to. You see, yeah? He said the money. I said, "Wow." He said, "I
So
follow
you have
you
to show
all the time."
nothing.
You can see the name.
No, you can't. I didn't show the name. I put my finger on the name.
But you
No,
still bringing it.
no, the man is not there.
That's what show that you would not rest with you should.
Yeah, you would
No.
rest with it. You
But you see
should
what he said?
Let him
The
not
man is not there.
You
No, the
would
man
not
is
rest
not
with it. You
there.
show the name. You want to be sure to show that name.
Boom break
No,
on the man,
well,
so you not to show a name.
yeah, well, the
Don't
man is
show.
not
We
there.
see the last name.
Fake boom break
What the
on
last
the
name say?
The last word there.
Yeah.
He 3 digits. 195.
Yeah, well, man is not there. Like there 195, you see.
Yeah,
So
but we can track him with that number.
he said for electricity bill, "I love you, brother. Keep up the good work for the network." I mean, I'm kind of surprised. So this is a gentleman, someone I don't know, never met. He said he would do this thing every month. $1,000 for the network. I was shocked. And look at Fatima on set. Said she would take care of one staff. It could be you. We really do appreciate your contribution, We really do. It's not about me anymore. It's about you, the people. It's about the network. It's about what we can do and how we can give information to our people. And I want to appreciate every one of you that said, "Don't call my name. Don't call my name."
Is it as it to send the money?
And
No,
I
it's not
actually
us,
told him
though.
to not to
If
call
you
my
say,
name, but he didn't listen to me.
yeah, you told me not to call your name of
Don't
Fatima,
call my name, but he still went ahead.
I really do appreciate what you have started to be part of this thing. And this person I sent it. I know I will not call his name, but I said thank you to you and thank you for doing everything, Madam Titi. Ready express her thanks and appreciation. That's a good thing. We say thank you. And we say thanks to all of you that continue to help directly or indirectly. Some group of women just like, oh, I want to talk to Nelson. I want to talk to Diamond. I want to talk to this person, that person. We say thank you. And I want to send a special shout out to Mark Pana from Delaware. Mark Pana is the old man that always she will leave Delaware and go to Trenton and pray for us. She's a very, 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 very nice grandmother, nice Oma. You know, she continued to pray for us. She loved Fadika. Two individuals reached out to me and I love Fadika. I cannot call one of them name because he's in the government. He said he really want to talk to Fadika. He followed the information on Spoon Talk. The other one that Mark Bana said Fadika that her son she loved twins. You know this woman she been born in, but anytime she born boy child, the boy child die. Anytime she born boy, the boy die. So when she saw Fadiga and her brother, she loved them because she always wished to have twins. She got all girls. You know, she take me like a son. She would pray, she would pray, she would talk, she would talk. A special shout out to Makbana and her family. She watching right now. So I want to say a special shout out to you, Makbana. I want to say to everybody, thank you for watching Spoon. We see you tomorrow. Be blessed. You see Nelson here in studio. Be blessed. Be safe. Colonel Gray, thank you. Fatima, as always, please be easy with Jerry Yogba Fatima. I know he owed you money, but you know what? You better your talk in the back and fix it up. Yeah. And try.
And talking
Thank
about
you. Y'all have a good show.
the person don't want to do it, you can't. Nelson, hit me up, please. Send me the link.
Y'all have a good show. Colonel Gray, thank you, my brother.
Cousin, I love you.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all, please come on the midnight show. I beg y'all. Come on the midnight show. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah. It's gonna be a great show as always, folks. You can make up time to be on the late night show tonight. Gonna hear Remy Gray.
What time are we starting?
It's gonna be like 20 minutes from now.
All right.
James Goody Flomo from Gizzy Boyga. You know, every time the man call the hair, I think you count the show. When
I noticed that anytime good fun. I thought good can be fine. The show. Yeah, good.
Yeah, that's good day fine. So I can get fine, get okay.
No, you can get heavy. You for plenty of beer there sometimes. Then you can be on the show, but when they hit
I like that. That's time fun.
Yeah. Oh. But yeah, cousin, thank you for the show up in Nima County today. Shout out to the whole Spoon TV crew. We appreciate you. I can't wait to be on the show. Let me go eat and get ready. Yeah, please.
You know, Fatima, before you go, you know, my father-in-law and his wife, they were honored today at the Lutheran Church in Cinco there, I think. And yes, you know, those people, the Omer is about 85 years old, but he served the health sector for a long time. Him and Buenagali, is that the Omer name?
Dr. Gonigale, yes.
Yes,
One of my favorite people.
So they had a big program for them today, and him and his wife have been together for ages. So that's my wife's dad, and so it's a big program. I think they having a party now, but the idea that people can honor people that for their services in life. So this is like a lifetime event for them, and he was looking
like a
forward
lifetime
to it.
achievement award.
Yes.
Damn, that's great.
Kudos
Also, I
to
just want to give shout out to all the Liberian women who have stood up for themselves, who've decided to better their lives, who've decided to help their husbands, their spouses, their boyfriends, who's decided to work outside of the home, get better educated. Shout out to all Liberian women. You are appreciated. We love you guys. Because of you, we are here. And we just want to say thank you to all of you for making us look good every day. For all of you that come in my inbox every day and tell me, thank you, Fatima, for your praying for us, pushing the envelope and making us to try to make a difference in Liberia. We thank you, women. Not that we're not thanking the men. I thank the men every day because of them, we are here today. We were told that we're made from their ribs. So we thank them, but it's time that women are uplifted. Women are doing better things for themselves. Women are getting educated. Women are stepping outside, stepping with confidence. And it's because when women unite, the back room of every country is on the back of a woman. So women, I just want to celebrate each and every one of you today. Thank you guys, and I love you so much.
Indeed, Madam Beatrice Pugh and Dr. Moses Pugh, kudos to you guys.
Congratulations.
More power, more power. Congratulations for being this long, nurturing families and stuff. The woman used to be the chief medical officer in Kakata for a long time, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so, but he still was giving his best until they decided to lay him off. CDC lay him off anyway. They asked him to go. But anyway,
you gotta
yeah,
appreciate.
he has said.
Shout out to my auntie India. Shout out to my auntie Vicky Cha. You guys come here every day and make it happen. Mama Yasa, sorry for her mother's death. I think you know Mama Vivili Moore passed away, and her I will bring her information next week. Is the 30th and the 31st, and then we'll take her body to Liberia, the celebration of life. So to Mama Yasa Moore, I just want to say, be patient. God is there. How I can say that? Hold your heart, hold your heart. God
Take
there.
heart.
Take heart. God there. So, Ente Nia, I love you. Shout out to you. Ente Vicky Ja, shout out to all of you. I love you. My daughter, Tata Brown, you know who you are. Thank you for all the shout out. And for some reason, let me tell you, man, I be jealous. All the women that are sending me things for Nelson to care to Liberia, please send money for the ticket. You must send money. Every time mailing me something for Nelson collect. I don't know. You must send money to.
Yeah, Nelson has a charm, man. Lots of
what? You gotta know you, my cousin. Every day they just sending boxes to my house.
I think we're coming to show that.
That was good.
Man, I think pissing me off.
Why you not get secret? Must you say that?
No, but every day they send me the thing. I follow one whole suitcase. That $200 for that suitcase. Who paying for it?
Imagine if the way Nestle Oma in Europe, if she call you now and tell you anything you can say here.
Who is Oma in Europe? I don't know. Okay. But I love man, you must send money to now. You're sending things on you must send money to send a thing. The thing I reach to one suitcase, so my boy, you stop it. You must still send it, but you must pay money.
So we want to say
my cousin Mia, shout out to my cousin Mia. I love you.
We want to say
I know she will bring her own to Brussels for you to get it.
And James Goode Flomo, thank you for being here as always.
Why you telling me thank you, Nelson?
Yes.
I don't need your
baby,
thanks,
I love
bro.
you.
I'm telling you what's going to happen in Brussels.
I think it's been a great show, and we will
what been a great show?
Draw down the curtains.
When I say nothing, I'm a just carry away
So, yeah, can I agree? Thank you, sir.
I mean, that's not magnet for old lady now. What the old my cousin Bowie? What?
I know what it you get pick on him.
Let me say thank you to everyone for being here tonight. It's been a great show.
I don't know what happened to Nelson.
The main beauty.
Nelson, send me the link, please. 30 minutes, I'll be with you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes,
bro. I love you. Bye, guys.
Yeah. So, James, I don't know, but we're talking behind the scenes. I want to say thanks to everyone for being here tonight. It's been a great show. We look forward to another edition.
She called me yesterday.
Is taking its regular weekend break. Spoon Talk will be back on the radio on Monday, but one-on-one with the CEO will be on tomorrow. And as always, it sets the agenda for the rest of the week, and you can make up time to join us. We'll be sharing the flyers tomorrow as well, so you can make up time to join us. Until then, so James, what are you doing, man? Yeah, we want to say thanks to everyone for being here tonight, and bye bye for now. Yeah.
All right, bye bye.
We gotta end this show.
You can end the show, bro.
With that, my James.
Yes, a special one from the CEO, stand tongue with the spoon, and your boy Friday the South.